We had a Hebrew Israelite, all right, and we had to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called America, you know, and do a lesson on rebuking these damn, what you would call the oligarchs today, all right, and we're gonna do a edification to show according to scriptures that the children of Israel are going to be the spiritual and righteous oligarchs of the kingdom to come. Okay, but first we gotta give praises to the Most High and His Son in the true Hebrew. Okay, so we say Ka, Lionz, Ba, Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahushua, Ba Hashem, Ha, Kodash, Ma. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Can somebody get that word oligarch?
Oligarch.
Oligarch.
Key.
Get that one first.
I got it.
Yeah, good.
All right. It says oligarchy, form of government in which supreme power is vested in a small executive class. 1570 is from French oligarchy, from Latinized form of Greek oligarchia, government by the few.
Governed by the few. All right, we gotta make sure it's real clear. What is it?
Government by the few.
Government by the few. You see that? So the whole world is being governed by a few Edomites right now. All right, 150, and they say 13 families or whatever they want to say. And now in the kingdom, the whole world is going to be governed by what? Look at that, Revelations, verse 7, chapter 7, I mean.
Start from the top.
Yeah, let's get it.
This is Revelation chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind shall not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, until we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Right, go ahead.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
There you go. All right, so that's the oligarchy. You see that? The few that are going to rule the world in the kingdom to come. Okay. Let's get it good.
This is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. In that day will I rise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will rise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Right, so he's going to build it according to the laws. He's going to build it according to righteousness. You see that? But the Lord is going to what? He's building us up now through what you would call edification. All right, he's building us up in the spirit first. It's a spiritual kingdom, what you would call New Jerusalem. And the Lord's going to lift us up and take us to our land, and we're going to rule from there. That's going to be the new headquarters. All right? And somebody got Isaiah 32:1. That we're going to be the new oligarchs. What they call the upper elite, the upper class. Yep, the ruling class. That's us, man. So with that, you got to have a ruling class mentality. You see that? You got to understand your responsibility on this earth to judge righteously between the wicked and the righteous. Now, who got it? All right. Go ahead, Gabar.
Is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 1.
Yep.
Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment.
There you go. So a king is going to reign in righteousness someday. All right. But what did the Lord say is happening right now? Job 9:24. Somebody. All right. I'll hold your scripture too, brother.
This is Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. When the righteous are in power.
Proverbs.
Yeah, I know you know that one. Yeah. Well, he said what? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So we know the wicked is ruling right now. But the scriptures say what about the wicked? Go ahead, brother.
This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn.
Look at that, man. So the whole earth is full of wickedness. You see that? So when the wicked are in authority, the people are mourning. So when the righteous come into authority, see that? The people are going to rejoice. All right? So, but that's what the scripture said. Go ahead, Gabar, one more time. It's going to happen. He said his word faithful and true.
Isaiah 32:1. Behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment.
See that? So that king is going to reign in righteousness on this earth someday. And princes, which represent the 144, like the brother just read, those princes are going to be what you would call the oligarchy, what you would call the government. All right? The new government of Israel, New Jerusalem. Go ahead, brother.
Preset. This is the book of Psalms 66:7. He ruled by his power forever. His eyes behold the nation. Let not the rebellious exalt themselves. Selah.
Right. You said not the rebels exalt themselves, right?
Correct.
That's right. So the Lord said he got his eyes over a nation. All right. So he's going to be the judge. And the scriptures say he's going to judge all the nations with righteousness. Go ahead, brother.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'm going to start at verse 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Right. So these words are faithful and true. You see that? Talking about the prophecies right there. All right. We speeding along just to get to the point. But they said what? These words are faithful and true. They're going to come to pass. And that king, his name is Yahushua. He's going to rule on this earth. He's going to be what? The oligarch. Somebody get the word oligarch?
I got a quick piece of it.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Revelations chapter 22. And I'm going to start at verse 7. Or can I start at verse 6? But the point is at 7.
Yeah, sure.
And he said unto me, these sayings are faithful and true. And the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua of the holy prophets sent his angel to show unto his servants the things which must shortly be done. Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keep the sayings of the prophecies of this book.
That's right. Go ahead, brother.
So with that being said, what it says, these sayings are faithful and true, man. And it says what? Blessed is he that keep the sayings of the prophecies of these books, because all these, what's written in these scriptures are nothing but prophecies being fulfilled and playing out, man. All right. So the kingdom will come. That righteous government that's going to be established, starting with the elect, that's going to come to pass real soon, man.
Right, man. Somebody get Revelations 22 and 14. We're kind of jumping the gun.
I got it.
We're going with the spirit real fast.
This is Revelations chapter 22, verse 14.
Yep.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in the throne.
Oh, enter through.
Oh, so like it. And may enter in through the gates into the city.
Whoa, so that's what we're fighting for, to have right to enter into the kingdom, man. All right, and be one of those princes that's going to rule on thrones someday. All right, and actually be the oligarchy under the main ruler, Yahushua, the oligarch, the monarch. All right, let's get it.
This is oligarch. It says one of a few holding political power, member of an oligarchy.
Yeah, so he's a member of us. We're part of him, and he's part of us. You see that? Go ahead. So it's a member of an oligarchy, a ruling class, a small ruling class of people. Go ahead.
So it's from 1600, from French, oligarch, I think it's K or key, or oligarchy, or oligarchy.
Okay. Yep.
Or from Latinized from Greek, oligarches, which is related to oligarchia. It says government by the few.
Government, what?
Government by the few.
Government by the few, but it should be more on that when it say oligarch. But wait, you got more?
It says one of the rulers in an oligarchy.
There you go, one of the rulers. All right, so one of the rulers. So so each individual is going to be an oligarch. But the top oligarch is going to be Yahushua. All right. So when y'all hear that term, when they speak about Bill Gates being an oligarch, Trump, Bush, they all become oligarchs because they get wealth. They rich. They riches. They become part of the world rulers. All right. So there's no reason to fear that terminology because we're going to be oligarchs. You see that? You know, there's no reason to fear the Illuminati because we're going to be the Illuminati in the kingdom. We the Illuminati now. We the righteous Illuminati. All right, go ahead, go.
It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 3, and verse 19. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host. So that multitude, you know, the victory don't stand with large number. You know, the Lord like to show his power and might dealing with few.
Right.
But strength come from heaven. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us. But we fight for our lives and our laws. Wherefore the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be ye not afraid of them, man. Just like Zaquan just speaking, be not afraid of how they elevate themselves in wickedness. It gets exalted on this side. All right.
All right, man. All right, great point, brother.
Can I bring it to him because they kind of like that.
Yeah, you should be going to it.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 2. It says, I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And that's Yahushua being the top oligarch for the oligarchy of Yahweh. And he's going to rule. So you can tell these other nations don't have a ruling class because the world is, the earth is in mourning by their rulership. Like the brother had just read. And I'm going to bring out Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Oh, in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. You see that? So when he's sitting on his throne, and when Yahweh sends Yahushua, he's going to rule in righteousness. You see that? All right, a righteous oligarch. Go ahead, brother.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself and the elect. They're going to be able to call upon that name. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh. And the armies which are in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
There you go. So he's going to rule them with a rod of iron, meaning a harsh, draconian rulership. Right.
And he treadeth the winepress and the fierceness and wrath of Almighty Yahweh.
That's right.
And he hath on his vesture and on his thigh name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So he becomes like you have, just like how the elder said, don't be afraid of the Illuminati and their oligarchy that they have set up, because the earth was given into the hand of the witness of the wicked as a witness against them. So all these traps and snares are set up by the wicked, and they're gonna be taken in their own demise. So when Yahushua is set up, he's the King of Kings. He's the top ruling class, and under him are the elect of Israel. So being the final oligarchy. You got it.
Go ahead. Okay.
And just like the brother was saying, basically, he's gonna rule. He's gonna wage war in righteousness, man. And it says, out of his mouth come like a two-edged sword. All right, this is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. It says, for the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So come, man, he's going to be judging them he's going to be waging war according to these scriptures, man. Like he said, according to righteousness, all right?
So the kingdom is going to be set up what? According to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Just like how Esau has his oligarchy set up according to his laws.
Yep.
But his laws are in wickedness, because his laws are constantly changing to fit his agenda. All right, they wrote the prime example. They wrote the Constitution to protect the land and protect the people of the land. But what are they doing now with these draconian measures? They're changing the whole setup. Then Trump said it himself. He said maybe we need to change some of the things that are written in the Constitution.
Precept.
Yeah, you got it.
This Proverbs 29 and 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment coming from the Lord. So just like the brother's speaking on, man, hey, the judgment ultimately comes from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, that's who judges man. All right, in the acts and the deeds of man. All right, so many people might exalt the wickedness on this side, but the Lord has the last say so.
This is Isaiah chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed, man. And that's with Esau, man. They constantly changing, rewriting the Constitution, so they can fit their agenda. But the Lord say, woe unto them, man, because it's unrighteous decrees, man. But in the kingdom, we're gonna have righteous decrees that's gonna be laid out, man, on the forefront, man.
Somebody get Hebrews 1 and 8, right on top.
This is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 8. But unto the Son he said, thy throne, O God, is forever and ever a scepter.
Right, he said to Yahushua, thy throne, O God. So Yahushua is a power. All right, ruling power. Go ahead.
It says, righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom.
Oh, so the scepter that he's going to rule with, as we've been reading, he's going to rule in righteousness, meaning righteous laws, righteous orders, righteous decrees, righteous judgment. All right, and also to administer those judgments in the kingdom, he's going to use us to bind their nobles with chains and songs and things.
I had a quick interjection to go with that verse.
Yep. Somebody read that song? Go ahead, bro.
This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 10. The sepulchre shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, and unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
There you go, man. So that lawgiver is going to be Yahushua, man. All right. And he said, keep going. What was that?
Genesis 49 and 10.
Okay, yeah. So that's Yahushua. All right, that was a promise the Lord made to David, King David. All right, that his son was going to sit on the throne. His son was Solomon, who came back as Yahushua. All right, and who was that? Kanaiah. After the Lord cut off the bloodline with Kanaiah, and he said nobody from his bloodline was going to sit on the throne anymore. So that's when the Lord set up Jehoiakim's brother, Zedekiah. King Zedekiah, who fell to Nebuchadnezzar. All right. So the Lord said there wasn't going to be a king on the throne. So that's why you had Zerubbabel, who the bloodline went through. He didn't sit on the throne. He became governor of Israel, and he was set up by governor of Israel by Cyrus the Great in 538 BC. So we didn't have a king over Israel. So now the Lord set up who? Yahushua. That's what the throne of the brother was reading. The lawgiver was going to come through him. He's the one going to sit on the throne. All right. Yeah, but that's why when Yahushua showed up, he showed up as a common man. We didn't have any kings. All right. Well, but we did have a priesthood, and they were the one that was dealing with the sacrifices and all these different customs. But Yahushua, he was known as a common man that became a priest, man, after the order of Melchizedek and the anointing of Yahweh when he sent down that the Holy Spirit upon him. All right, and when he died for us. See, that's a righteous king, man. And he's going to rule this earth, man. Somebody that humble and lowly. See, that's why we got to get Esau out the goddamn way. All right. Well, go ahead, brother.
This is Psalms 149 and 1. It says, praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his prayer and his praise in the congregation of saints.
Right. Don't go and what you say, the Regal Cinemas?
Regal Cinema?
Yeah, it was a movie theater.
Oh yeah, it's closed down.
Yeah, it's closed down now, right? And I was about to take my children there, but the brother just informed me that if I go in there, they're gonna be playing on the screen church services and songs and shit. So you know what I mean? But that's why the Lord says, sing unto him a refreshed song. You know, a refreshed, renewed song. Not that bullshit that they be singing, man. Go ahead, brother.
It said, verse 2, it says, let Israel rejoice in him that made him, and the children of Zion be joyful in their king.
That's right, man. So we should be joyful in our king, man. Be happy with the king that the Lord set over us.
Go on.
You know, all right, but a lot of people aren't. And the only one that can, other than that, they're going to call it Yahweh curse.
Go on.
And the only way you won't call him that is by the Holy Spirit.
Go on.
The Spirit got to be dealing with you.
Go on.
Go ahead.
Let them praise his name in the dance. Let them sing praise unto him with the
timbrel.
Yes, the timbrel and harp.
Right, so we're praising in the dance. What he say, we have piped unto them, but they have not danced. Somebody grab that? All right, so we dancing like David danced. All right, that's one of their songs they sing in church, right? We dance like David. Yeah,
I got a precept. Man.
Yep. So we're singing the righteous song. You know, the song without music to it. And
I got Revelation 14.
let's go back to that dance too in a second, right?
Okay.
Matthew 11 and 17.
Yep. You got it. You got something different, right?
And it's Matthew 11 and 17. And it reads, and saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced.
Right.
We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented.
That's right. So we're piping this song like Pied Pipers. You see that? We're piping this song into the people, or this trumpet, and they're not dancing. You see that? But the Lord told us to start dancing. You see that? He said, "Hey, praise them." Go ahead, bro. You got it. Praise them. You have another precept.
Yeah, I'm looking for.
I have green injection.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians 15 and 52. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet should sound, and the death should be raised incorruptible, and we should be changed.
That's right. That's right. And the day that we're changed, the hopeful elect are changed, that's when they're going to get their reward and sit on thrones. All right? You got that precept up? The one we just had?
Oh, yeah, I got it. This is Psalms 149 and 3. It says,
now we're going to be changed from what? This low degree, this dead state, this worm state that we're in. You know, and the Lord going to change us. And He's going to, change the kingdoms. It's an upside down kingdom. He's going to turn it upside right. And we'll be ruling. Go ahead, bro.
It says, let them praise his name in the dance.
Right, so we're praising the Lord's name in the dance. All right? You know, as we dance into the tune.
And there's a little footnote on the side that says, or with the pipe.
Or with the pipe. There you go. Hear something? That's spiritual. Kind of spirit.
Let them sing praises unto him with the timbrel and harp.
That's right.
For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation.
That's right. He promised us he's going to beautify us, like the brother just read. He's going to beautify us with salvation, man. And to be saved, salvation means to be taken out of the way of a trap that someone has set for you. All right. And Esau has a trap set for us. But the Lord is going to deliver the elect of our nation, man, and raise them up to be kings. Psalm 91, the last verse. Last 3 verses, I think.
This Psalm 91 and 14.
Yep.
Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him.
There you go.
I will set him on high, because he hath known my name.
There you go, man.
He shall call upon me, and I will answer him.
Right, and that's the promise that the Lord promised us during the time of Deuteronomy. He said he would make us the head and make them the tail, make us the high and them the low. But because we were wicked at the time, the Lord said what? He's going to make them the head and us the tail. Now look how high up these Edomites have been risen. They've been risen up so high, and they're on the same earth we're on, man. They're not out there on the damn planet. They're on this earth ruling in secrecy. You know, their families, hundreds of billions of dollars, and poor people on the damn earth. They got laws set in place where they can't give these houses out now. So you got homeless people sleeping outside of an empty house or an empty building. You see that? So they got all kinds of laws in place, unrighteous decrees that keep themselves from from being righteous anyway, even if they wanted to be.
And if I may add on, even with that, just off the simple fact that he was saying, like, the homeless can't even move into a house, man. It was just another country. Basically, they building small homes for their homeless, man. You know, helping another one out, you know. Right. But Esau, you know, they just don't care.
Right. They bless the covenants, man. Like J.P. Morgan, they call him a super, extremely harsh businessman. You see that? So he would go and he would basically play his company against other companies, man. If there was other companies out there, he would buy up all the products, buy up all their businesses. Like if I owned a business and you bought a business next to me, a restaurant, J.P. Morgan would go buy your whole restaurant just so you wouldn't have a business next to him. I think.
And let that building sit there and rot.
Yeah,
not put anything in it.
Right. I think that game Monopoly was about him. You know, if you look it up.
All right, we're almost to the
Hey,
point.
it's funny because the boat, he had like a boat like a year ago that had got caught and roped off by like the feds for like trafficking.
Talking about J.P. Morgan?
Yeah, that was like the end of 2019.
The Morgans?
Damn.
You
didn't hear nothing after that though.
Yeah,
so the wicked they don't get judged.
Yeah, they don't.
There's no judgment upon them.
Yep, that's why the scriptures say they bless the covetous.
Yeah, fugitive. That's the hot topic.
Yeah.
Yep. Psalms 149:4 says, "For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people; he will beautify the meek with salvation."
Wow, man, he's gonna beautify us, man. And to be beautiful means to be righteous. All right, with the salvation, though. He's gonna give us our reward. And like the brother said, we're gonna be changed in the twinkling of an eye. That scripture rang out with about 3 or 4 scriptures now.
It says, "Let the saints be joyful in glory; let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand."
Right, this is in the kingdom. Go ahead.
"To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron."
Right, man. And when the Lord destroys America, that's like the alarm clock. That's the go time. That's the go signal. Green light. All right. Because the Lord said, at that moment, that's when the judgments are going to begin to be handed out. All right. And it speaks about in Amos chapter 9 how the captives shall take over their captors. All right, and one of those oppressors was Edom.
All right, it says to execute upon them the judgments written.
Right, so that's a small group of brothers in the kingdom. 144,000 is going to be issuing out judgments on the earth, man, to bind them with chains. And it ain't gonna be like a little delicate chains, man. he said what? To bind them with chains and then nobles with fetters of iron.
Quick interjection.
All right, go ahead, brother.
This is Revelation chapter 2. And I'm gonna start at verse 25. "But that which ye have already hold fast until I come. And he that overcome and keep my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter, shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. And I will give him the morning star. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit say unto the churches."
And the morning star, what is to be like a Luciferian, I mean, to bear the light. But we understand that the light of the body is the eye. But if that eye be dark, it's full of evil and wickedness. And we're seeing that manifest. What would you do? What would Esau do with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? Because carnal knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, not all wisdom and understanding of Yahweh Shai. So they're set up as Lucifer to bring the darkness, which is confusion. But when we have that, the morning star, because that's what Lucifer means, the morning star, the bringer of light. When we have that morning star, it's going to be straight from Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and then you're going to be able to see the light. You can't see the light on this earth now because it's so engulfed in wickedness, but you see little sparks, meaning the little sparks are the elect men of Yahweh Yahweh Shai that have that light within them. So that light is going to be manifest throughout the whole earth when Yahweh Shai gets on the throne.
Right. And he said, and we're going to issue judgments according to how Yahweh Shai was broken. How they did him, he said we're gonna do to them according to how he got them.
Precept.
Go ahead, brother.
This Psalms 82:1. God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods. And when you bring out that word gods, it goes back to Elohim. How long will ye judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked? You know, and we no longer accept the persons of the wicked and judge unjustly by resorting back to this truth. All right, rehearsing the righteous acts. But I want to jump down to verse 8. Arise, O power, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. And that's the sum of it all, man. To inherit all nations and to rule with a rod of iron, man, like the brother's bringing out.
Because he said, what? He's going to give us power over the nations. So that go back to that righteous government that he's going to give unto the ones underneath him, all right, which would be the elect, man.
Quick injection.
This is what we hope and pray to be in that number, because we want to rule over our oppressors in power and righteousness, man.
Right. And we also want to rule over our people in power and righteousness. We don't like to see our people out here doing wicked. That's why we despise 2/3 of our people, because they acting like these other nations, man. Like, throughout time period, when the elect men have been on this earth, being the little sparks or being a little glimpse of what righteousness is. That's why the scripture said when he finds faith when he returns to the earth, yeah, he's going to find faith in the elect that are willing to judge these nations according to righteousness. It's just like a parent that's abusing their child. That's what Esau's doing to the people. He's ruling with a rod of iron, but it's not in righteousness. Yep. So it's creating confusion.
I appreciate it. You can break it down too. This is Ezekiel 25:14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury.
All right, so that's not talking about the place. That's talking about the people. That's talking about the people. Like, according to his anger, you know the Lord pissed off, man. He said this up. Think not that I come to bring peace when I come on earth. Nah, all that peace talk is over. The peace talk is the prophets going out there on the highways and byways pleading to 2/3 of our people. They're not going to listen. Now, when Yahweh Shai shows up, ain't no more talking.
Because it says, what? How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace
and lead many to righteousness.
Quick injection.
Wait, hold on, real quick, let me finish this. It says, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, according to his anger, according to how they did him. Yahweh Shai is long suffering, and he's holding that anger in. You see that? And Yahweh got his anger. But Yahweh Shai said he's showing up in the same glory and anger of Yahweh, and he's gonna pass that on to us. And we're gonna hand it over to you.
That cup.
That's right, the cup. That's right. It says, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger and according to my fury. So if you don't feel like it that day, nope. You're gonna snap it to a Slim Jim. And you're gonna put some chains on Esau and kill him 1,000 times over.
Yeah.
It says, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh. So they're gonna know the Lord's vengeance through his people. All right, in the kingdom, the oligarchs. Precept.
Go ahead.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 16. And it reads, They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms, man?
Hey, you go read chapter verse after you go ahead and speak on it. You go to verse 9 on that one.
I just wanted to bring that out. You know, that's Esau and these other nations being brought under captivity up under the nation of Israel, man. So you know what I'm saying, our people and these other nations gonna look at Esau and say and see that he is not so great, man, and see that their kingdom was not so great, man. All right, you said verse 9.
God say start at one.
It ain't like the whole joint. Is it to the point? He probably trying to get the point.
Well, yeah, just go ahead to the point.
Oh, okay.
You want verse 9?
Yeah, 9 to 11.
It's Isaiah 14 and 9. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming.
So all the hell that Esau created, him being the top ruler, all that confusion and hell and that he created is going to be waiting on him. These other nations are going to be waiting on him when he falls. Scripture says, I beheld and lo, Lucifer fall like lightning to the earth. So he's going to be knocked off that pedestal and off that high horse that he's on, and he got to see to all the people that he ruled and with rigor when he falls.
All right? And we're going to see them in the kingdom. That's why the Lord said the rich man going to lift up his eyes in hell. All right? And they're going to see Jacob, meaning Lazarus or Jacob, and we're going to be ruling, sitting in Abraham's bosom. Would that represent his promise? All right? Sitting in salvation, in the kingdom, living it. All right? Isaiah 65:14. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy. So his servants are going to sing for joy like we're doing right now. Joy of heart. But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart. All right, on the day of deliverance, when the Lord shows up, these heathens are going to cry for sorrow of mind. But we're going to be rejoicing. And shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. So Esau, we're going to be calling them Esau in the kingdom, not a white man. They're going to be called, look at Edom, right? That's going to be the cursed name, like they call us niggas, spick, and jigaboo, and bywords.
Ain't going to be no bywords for them. We call them who you is.
Right. And we're going to pass it down to our children, just like y'all do. You see that? It's going to be an oligarchy. We're going to pass it down through the lineages. 1,000 years, well, you ain't got that long. About 500 years down the line, our lineage is going to know. The children are going to be born. And we're going to say Esau. They're like, what the fuck was that? What that mean? What the hell? We got to kill it. Kill it. Right? That's going to be like the redness for the bull, you know?
No, they say, I'm not racist. I got black friends.
Yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that in the kingdom. I ain't racist. I got Edomite.
I got Edomites mowing my grass right now.
I'm not racist. I got on a white garment.
They call us Bubba. We're going to call them Bubba Edom.
That's right, man.
A quick injection.
Yeah, I was done with that. Go ahead, real quick. Oh, no, you was holding yours. Go ahead. All right.
This is Proverbs 28 from the top. The wicked flee when no man pursue, but the righteous are bold as a lion.
Right. Yep, he got like preliminary scriptures coming out. It'll be like 2 scriptures down the line. So I'm gonna speak on it. So right there, that's talking about when we out there teaching. And you know, the wicked, they flee. You know, but the righteous, we're gonna stand boldly in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And begin that process of ruling right now. The Lord said what? Be instructed, ye judges of the earth. All right. So when we stand out there boldly like a lion, we're standing in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai as an army. The beginning of that oligarchy. All right.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, I said bold as a lion.
Yeah,
we have bold. No, bold.
Yeah,
Balls.
Yeah, bold.
Yeah, bold. Yeah.
Cojones.
Cojones. Balls.
I want to say that, but you know.
Now you did it real though. And that lion is Yahushua. He's the lion of the tribe of Judah. All right. Go ahead, brother.
All right, this is
oh no, Arakai had one first.
all right, so
Yep, now you good.
this is Job chapter 20. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach into the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? So Khan, how we were speaking on earlier, man, referring to Esau, man. You know, after that 1,000 years is going to be eradicated, man. You know, calling his ass Esau, you know what I'm saying, for those years all the way until we get to that point. Basically, chastising is the way they did us, man. You know what I'm saying, returning the favor.
Right, because that name Esau, that's why people don't want to be called Esau now. Why? Can you get that in the Zondervan? You got it with you? Edom? This is why they don't want to be Esau. You can finish your precept if you want. Just whenever you find it. I think it's Edom.
Yeah, come on.
Verse 8, it says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Whoa, so they're going to be chased. He said, Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm going to chase you around there. That's right.
That go with that hotly pursued in Obadiah 1:18.
Come on, man. That's right. That's right. There you go. Hotly pursue your ass.
Yeah, I got that.
That's right. You got it? Let's get it.
All right, I'm gonna start at verse 15. This is Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
That's right, man. That's what the brother just read, man. They're gonna drink, and they're gonna swallow down, and they're gonna be as though they had not been. You see that? And the same way, and that cup is talking about destruction and slavery. All right, so they're gonna be put under our foot, man. In the kingdom, we're going to be the oligarchs, the rulers of the world, of the new world. Yep.
This is Amos.
You want to finish that real quick?
I got 2 more verses.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 17, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, the house of Jacob a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them, and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken.
There you go. That was a spoken prophecy from the beginning. But what did he say though? He said, there was one part I wanted to catch. Can you go back a verse?
All right, verse 8.
Yeah, I'll stop you right on time.
All right, 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness.
Got you. He said, what? We're going to possess their possessions.
Okay.
But what did it say Esau possesses? The whole world. You see that? We're going to have that and some. We're going to have our cake and our icing. And we're going to, you know what I mean? So they say you can't have your cake and eat it too, but we definitely will this time.
We're going to smack with it.
Right, man. So he said we're going to possess their possessions, and he said we're going to kindle in them. To kindle in them don't mean to light a fire. What it means is we're going to hotly pursue them, meaning chase them around the earth, genocide. All right, at this one moment, the Lord gonna say, "All right, we're right. Today is the day." You know.
Okay, you can't get that. Jeremiah 16.
Yeah, it's gonna be a set day and time when the Lord gonna say, "Hey, now it's time to depopulate because there's too many people on the earth."
Like they say, right?
Oh, that's crazy, man. That's exactly what they're trying to do right now.
Exactly.
They're trying to depopulate. Starting out with Jake, they want to really get rid of Jake, man, because Jake is on this one. We're standing in their way for total dominance. Because as long as His word and righteousness is somewhere on the earth, they can't establish that. Because we keep running our mouth. They want to try to keep our mouth closed, right? And I was watching the show Utopia, and the guy that's Mr. Rabbit on Utopia, he goes to the little children and he asks them, what have you done to deserve your spot on this overly populated earth? So if he can't find no fit for you on the earth, he's going to get rid of you, and that's what Esau's trying to do. But when righteousness is established on the earth, there's no need for Esau anymore. We ain't gonna need to know what wickedness is. It's gonna be embedded. We're gonna have the laws in our inward parts, and we ain't going off no more. So it's like that's how merciful Yahweh is. It would be miserable for Esau to be here for the rest of for our time in the kingdom, because it's not gonna be any need for wickedness. So that'll be miserable. So ain't gonna be no miserable stuff in the kingdom. So we got to get rid of them. That's showing mercy to them by killing them. If you think about it, you know.
Quick injection.
This is Jeremiah chapter 16, verse 16. It says, behold, I will send for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks.
Nice.
There you go.
So right now, you know, we fishing for the elect, but once the destruction happen, you know, the prophecies that's supposed to be fulfilled, the RFID chip, then the destruction, then when we the elect New Jerusalem coming down from heaven, we gonna come and hotly pursue and get y'all, man.
Right, but we ain't got our kill. We ain't got our. What has to say? We don't have our ceremonial clothes on yet.
I said we ain't got our killer
That's the point, right? So we don't have that yet. So what did these Edomites do to the basic American? They put a uniform on them and give them a license to kill. You see that? Well, now they're trying to put masks on people, and they're gonna turn two sides against each other. At some point. Now in the kingdom, we can't do that in these bodies. The Lord sent us here as sheep amongst wolves. See that? But when we get exalted, we're gonna put on them formal
attire
for that moment.
It's gonna be like this when it's that time. Esau's gonna be running around whispering each other ear, talking about Mexicans got on boots. That's exactly how it's gonna be. When it's time to hunt them down, that's what they're gonna be whispering to each other. The Israelites got on their garments.
What that mean?
I got a quick
Go ahead, brother.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh. Come on, man. And the reason I brought that scripture out, man, like the brother was saying, man, we gonna suit up and boot up, man.
Just the back of the brother car.
Somebody get Psalms 2 and 8, and
Back at the brother car.
Yeah, let the car and then the bar.
This is
I got one.
This is Amos.
The other one we had out. That'll get me back to the lesson.
Yeah, this is Amos chapter 9, verse 12, just the back of the brother Rakar. It says that they may possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen which are called by name, saith the Lord. So just like brother,
wait, what you reading?
Amos 9:12.
Okay.
So
that sounds just like this.
so like it was said, we're gonna suit up and boot up. You know what I'm saying? The Most High He gonna commission us to go out, and we're gonna possess the remnant of Edom. I mean, we're gonna literally take them into subjection with power and with strength, with force, and all the heathen too, because these other nations got to get greased up, but Esau gonna catch it the worst. Come on.
Songs right here.
Let's let these ride real fast.
Go ahead.
I'll just have an interjection.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no, and it was just going into how the brothers said we got on our ceremonial garments yet, man. And it's a movie called Green Room, and they go into like a white supremacy group. And whenever they wear red shoelaces, they finna like take lives, they finna kill. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it's gonna be for the men of the Lord once we put them on ceremonial garments, as the elder brought out. It's time to go, man.
He said to make you a sharp threshing instrument having teeth. See that right now? He sent us here. Like even with fighting, they say we gotta train ourselves to fight, because these bodies weren't made for fighting. They were made for everything else but fighting. You gotta train your body to punch this way, and but walking is like natural almost. So in the kingdom we're gonna have abilities that are made for building and destroying your ass.
Just like
we're gonna have might. My bad. You good.
But just like how they say, first and foremost, how Scripture says, rehearse the righteous acts, man, which we are doing. And like how they say, if you practice something in your head, once you get ready to do it, you basically already in the practice. So we're doing everything right now. But once we get into the actual, the actual moment, shit, it's all gas, no brakes, man. Rehearse it right now.
All right. Right, man. He's teaching our hands to war. He's teaching, but any soldier, you gotta start with their mind first.
War of mind.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 19. It says, "The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance, and the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapon of war. For with thee will I break in pieces the nation, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms."
That's what we're fighting for, man. All you have to do is wait, stay out of trouble, and just wait, man. Stay out of trouble. Don't put your heart in a woman's pants. You know what I mean? And stay out of traps, stay out of trouble, man, and just wait on the Lord and push and fight for the kingdom. He's gonna do it. He's gonna raise us up one day. He's gonna put these devils down low. They're exalted so high that in this world they're called the upper elites. They call them the upper echelon.
They call them Lord.
Yeah, they call them Lord. They call them higher ups. Right in front of our face. So the Lord said we're gonna be how high they are. the Lord gonna keep them there. You see that? He gonna bring down America, but he's gonna keep them right there, hiding over there in Europe somewhere. And he gonna have us show up and take them down. And when he rises us up, he gonna rise us up to the heavens, to the universe.
Quick suggestion.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Zephaniah 3:8. Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey. For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them my indignation. Even all my fierce anger for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. So just like the elder's saying, man, we are to wait, all right? You know, be wise as serpent and harmless as doves, all right? And just wait, all right? The patience of the saints, all right? As Revelations 13:9 speaks on, all right? For the Lord to orchestrate and do his works, all right? Because these devils go get riled up and brought low.
Right? Because basically right now, our ceiling is their floor. You see that? So how they lifted up, their ceiling is going to be our floor one day. It's going to be the floor of our animals.
Just think about it. Esau has never had to look up because he's in his mind he is the top. So when Yahweh Shai shows up and lifts us up, that'll be the first time the upper at least ever had to look up towards anything. So they always look down at the people because everything to them is beneath them. So they ain't never had to look up. But when the Lord shows up, that's when he going, oh shit.
Yeah, yep. You gotta acknowledge it.
Yep.
Quick injection.
Go ahead.
Let me bring both up. Yeah, good.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners?
Right, that's what they're doing right now. Ruling the earth. Go ahead, buddy. You have something to say?
Oh, Con, I was just about to land back on what you were saying about how they made our ceiling is their floor, you know what I'm saying? And then that day, the Lord is going to turn that over, you know what I'm saying? So what they call their floor is going to ultimately be our basement, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to be 2 times on top, 3 times, 10 times on top, man. These devils going to get what they deserve, man. In the end.
And he said what? They opened up the house of their prisoners, man. And who's the most incarcerated here in America is the Israelites. Negro, Latinos, Native Americans.
We were just speaking on that like last week, me and our car, on how like when you incarcerated like in the county jails, in the prison system, every pod, every jail has like the capacity on who is who, how many of each race on each board, man. It'll show how many whites in this pod, how many Latinos in the pod, and how many blacks in the pod. And blacks and Latinos are always higher than the whites, which show you that they watch the statistics when it comes to that, man.
That's right, and that's from what the whole upper echelon, the monarchs, Committee of 13, the 150, the intelligence officers, right? And then they work with what? The government to the prisons.
And that coincides with what you were saying with how they play Monopoly. All right, they that's like it's beneficial, man. You know, for them. So they it's like a sure bet for those upper echelons and elites to bet that it's gonna be a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American in the prison system. All right, and that's why it's on the stock market. All right, it's a for sure bet. All right, so win-win.
So you're right from both angles. Because one, who started the crack epidemic? That started in 1981 in Philadelphia. You see that? And what happened? They put guns in the neighborhood. Look at Chicago. They put the hip hop music out there in New York. And now look what they did to the music industry. They started paying labels to only hire people that talk that mumble rap.
Yeah.
You see that? Because they want to feed that garbage to our people. You see that? If they talk about God or they talk about anything righteous, they said they're not going to hire them or play it on the radio. They started paying the radios to do it. All right?
And prime example, Goody Mob. If you listen to their first two albums, they're really speaking against Esau, declaring that Esau being a devil. Yeah. And the label wouldn't continue. When they wrote the third album, they had to can it because the label took them off. The label took them off the label. They weren't going to pay them anymore because they went even further into trying to expose them as being the devil. And they said, if you don't make any commercial music, you will never be signed, and you have to pay back the advance that they had already gotten. So that's why that third album came out. It was just commercial bullshit. and every other album that came out after that was commercial bullshit. Because they set the tone for the hip hop industry. And if you think about it, our people hold on to the hip hop industry so much as that being our culture. They call it the hip hop culture, right? And it has no substance on it. It's just music. And that's the same thing that they're singing was the same thing that we were singing in the cotton fields.
Right.
It's just a new form of it.
Like the brother read, he opened up the house of his prisoners. And Nathaniel was saying, what, they keep statistics. Now, what, they make money off of that. The wardens, the prisons, they make money off of that. They even have private prisons now. Because they're making money off of each prisoner that sits in there. It's like this. You have a stock, or if you have a stock, right, and it's moving, or you can have a stock and you sit it on the shelf and it collects interest. That's what happens when you take a human being, keep them from operating out in the public, where they're still in the stock market with the Social Security number and they're strong man, but they're and their taxes paid to the Jesuits over there in Israel, and it pays off the debt of America, debt slaves, sweat equity. All right. So what happens is that was my train of thought. So all right, this is what happens. They put the a Negro, Latino, Native American up on the shelf by putting them in prison, which is the opposite of being out in public. So while they're in prison, they're looked at as a commodity that's on the shelf, collecting interest. So they're gonna keep them in there as long as possible so they can get rich. As long as they're in there, they're gonna continue to sell their birth certificate for a bond on the market. That's why they say you want to bond out. They're dealing with money. They're dealing with bonds and stuff.
Don't prisoners, it's like
No, you good, brother.
Don't prisoners have to pay back money to the prisons when they get out?
Yeah. They charge you for being in jail now.
Yep.
You're in debt when you come out of jail.
Right. And all debt is supposed to be what? Written off. It's supposed to be charged to your birth certificate.
Don't they work for like, it's like it again.
No,
don't they work for like these major corporations for like cents? So they do like they'll do what we get paid for like $10 an hour. They'll do it for like 25 cents an hour type shit. And that's all just slave labor and shit.
Yep. And guess who get funded for that? The prisons. The prisons in the city, the council, the councilmen. They get funded for that. They get money for that.
I had the pleasure of talking to a dude. He did 35 years in prison. And I'm like, dude, how you standing here like saying that you done did 35 years? He said when he realized, he in and out of prison, but his last bid was like 35 years. And he said when he got out, he realized that there's no difference for him, just that him being in prison, but him being out here on the earth. He said just the room is bigger.
I was about to say that. You know why? I was about to say that too. You know why? Because 35 years, but we've been in Esau's prison for 500 years.
He said there's no difference. He said that if he would have been out here on the streets, he realized being out here on the street for 35 years or being in there for 35 years, that it's the same thing. Right. It's no difference. We're still in prison.
Yeah, they call it prison planet. Yeah, Alex Jones said it. Yep. Look at some precepts, y'all.
Yeah, I have it.
I got one.
Yeah, they flying right now.
I got one.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to the lesson too in a minute. Go ahead, Mazan.
Alright. This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. Yep. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord, our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And I just brought that out to back up, just the Akim, man, all the points that they made about us being subject to pain. Exactly like when we go into this prison system, you know what I'm saying? Basically, we have to pay payments to go to prison. And it's basically the same thing out here. You still have to pay payments to live on the land that was stolen, you know what I'm saying, by, the Edomites, man, which are the so-called Caucasian race.
That's why the Lord said he's going to enter into the house of the thief and take back his precious jewels that were stolen. All right, meaning they being the elect of Israel, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. It's a book of Malachi 4 from the top.
What you read, Baruch?
For behold, the day come that should burn as an oven, and all the proud yet in all that the weekly should be stubble, and the day that comes should burn them up. Say the Lord Jehovah Shai of hosts, that it should leave then neither root nor branch.
So root nor branch, meaning that's gonna his whole lineage. Not only is his place gonna be burnt up, but at the end of all that, his whole his whole lineage is gonna be done away with. That Esau's gonna be as if he never existed.
Right, and he's not gonna have any inheritance over there in the land. He's gonna lose that land too. Edom.
How can what's the better way?
That's gonna be given to Benjamin. No, that's my fault.
What's the better way to cleanse a land, man? By fire, man. And ultimately, that's gonna that fire is gonna come in the midst of World War III, man, with Russia. All right, because like it goes in with the feet of a bear. That shows the end of what's going to take down this war, man, with Russia, man. Right, because Russia got the nuclear arms, man, to be able to compete with this war, man. So this place is going to be burnt up, man.
Right, the Lord already created the entanglement.
Yeah.
See, I knew that was gonna happen. See what Jada did. See that bullshit? You can't even say entanglement no more. Like, go ahead, bro. You done? You done?
I got another one.
Go ahead, real quick. You got one? Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 8, starting at 13. And it shall come to pass that as ye were cursed among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong.
Wow, that's beautiful, man. All right, yo, that's crazy. Yo, we got man, I'm going so many places right now. Hey, right, read this real quick.
This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8.
Right, he said, as we were cursed among the nations, the Lord said we're going to be blessed now. Same way he said we're going to get fame amongst the nations as well. All right, go ahead.
And it reads, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Right, but you got to know the Lord to be able to ask him. I did the other day. I asked. I said, yo, I forgot to ask this. I'm going to do this. I did it. You should too.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Right, and he's going to give us the uttermost parts of the earth for our possession. So what he say? We shall possess their possessions. Esau was given, the earth was given into their hand. So we're going to own every part of the earth, even the parts of the earth that Esau hasn't touched yet. Parts of the Amazon that they can't go to. Go ahead.
Verse 9. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth.
This is the point. So the Lord is saying, be wise now. What did the Lord say? To fear the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And he said, ye judges of the earth and ye kings of the earth, be instructed, man. You see that? So to be instructed is to what? To have wisdom. Wisdom is the instructions, man. All right? You know, everything that you have in your house that's mechanical comes with instructions. All right? So the Lord has instructions for us as well.
You still with that Genesis?
No, somebody get Revelations 1 and 18. All right. Oh, you had something too though. The other one, the Gentiles and all that. What he was saying. Yeah, that one real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 61.
Wait, before you read that, get this. Right.
I got it.
That's right. For us to be delivered from, now he got it right here. For us to be delivered from the grip of Esau and for us to be risen up, this has to happen first. What's that? Revelation
1:18.
Yeah, you can bring it up.
You should 1:18.
Go ahead.
This is Revelations 1 and 18. I am he that liveth and was dead.
So this is Yahushua speaking. See, he's the oligarch. All right, he's the oligarch. And he said, "What? I am he that liveth." So he's alive right now, man. All right, and he was dead. He did die. He showed us that there's nothing to fear, man. So if you fear death, just think about Yahushua the whole time. You know, because whether you fear or not, if death's going to happen, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and the only thing that shows the darkness, if somebody closed their eyes, is because of their damn eyelids. Other than that, you'll be seeing. So when you die, you're going to see as well in the spirit realm. You know, you're basically a living conscience. You know, spirit. All right.
I am he that liveth and was dead, And behold, I am alive forevermore.
Right, Yahushua is alive forevermore because he died on the cross for us. All right, he was risen up on the right hand of the Father. Go ahead.
Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death.
So he got the keys with him in the pocket. He got the keys, man. He's the landlord. You see that?
Esau getting evicted.
Right. Esau getting evicted. That's right. Eviction day coming. That's a new one. Instead of judgment day, you're going to say eviction day. All right. So he said what? He has the keys of hell and death. So to get out of this hellish condition that we're in under Esau, we need Yahushua, the true oligarch, to show up and lift us up to be oligarchy. You know, the rulers of the world under him. All right. Go ahead. Kodash.
This is Isaiah chapter 61, verse 6. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord.
Right. See that? The Lord said we're going to be what? Priests and kings. Kings and priests. Go ahead.
Men shall call you the ministers of our God.
Right now they call us what? Niggas, spics, black, African. You know, your woman, when you're dealing with probably wicked women, they'll call you all kinds of things. They call you everything but a child of God. But in the kingdom, they're going to call us what we are, children of the Lord. You know? If they're able to call us at all.
I ain't gonna answer the phone.
No, I'm saying like, you know, because in the kingdom, they're not even gonna be able to look at us.
Yeah.
You know, or lift their head up. They're gonna be counting dirt on the ground. That's gonna be their game, is counting dirt on the ground and shit. One dirt, two dirt.
Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves.
That's right, man. So we're gonna eat up all the riches, man, of these heathens, of all the nations all the resources that they've stolen. All right, go ahead, brother.
For your shame ye shall have double, and for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion.
Wow, man, that breaks itself down.
Appreciate
right?
that.
For our shame, we're gonna have double. You all right? So and that goes into the double cup that's gonna be passed on to Esau. He said, for the cup, give unto them double, and even America. All right, go ahead.
Therefore, in their land they shall possess the double.
So in our land, we're gonna possess double, even Esau's land. Said that earlier. But we're not gonna possess it out here, Nate Satan. IUIC trying to start a community. We're not gonna possess it out here. The Lord said, in our land, we're gonna possess that double. So we gotta get there first. All right.
And everlasting joy shall be unto them. For I, the Lord, love judgment. I hate robbery for burnt offering, and I will direct their work in truth.
Right. So the Lord said He hate robbery. All right. Go ahead. So He said, what? He's going to direct our work in truth. All the way, even into the kingdom. In the kingdom, He's going to direct our work. The judgment, we're not just going to wake up and just be kicking Esau ass like a lot of people think. We're going to issue it according to His judgment. It's going to be righteous, man. All right. He might be. He might have a certain number of lashes, and you might give him an extra lash. I'm sure Lord Yahushua wouldn't mind. He's like, we can spare some lashes. Who cares?
And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, and their seed shall be known among the Gentiles, and their offspring among the people, and all that see them shall acknowledge them, that they are the seed which the Lord hath blessed.
They're going to acknowledge you, man. That's an important word right there, because that's what Yahushua wants. He wants acknowledgement. All right, and He's going to make everybody acknowledge that He's the living power. And in the kingdom, the same way they're going to acknowledge Him, He's going to make them acknowledge us. All right, and they better do it.
Because it's a prophecy in Isaiah chapter 60 when it says, "In all nations that don't worship us, they're going to perish."
Ooh, yep, you're right. You're right. Vocab. You don't acknowledge us now, vocab Malone. What are we speaking about? He don't want to acknowledge us now as being the true Israelites. But you will in that day. Go ahead, brother.
This is Hosea chapter 1, verse 10. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, Ye are not my people, there shall it be said unto them, Ye are the sons of the living power.
Yep. I got a precept for you.
Precept.
So that's what they're gonna say. You are God's. You are of Abraham. Shut up. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 5, and 2. No, 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in boldness, great boldness, before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labor. So we're standing now in great boldness. That take a lot of boldness to go out and present your body as a living sacrifice. It takes the boldness of a lion to be willing to die while you going to get the kill. You know, the lion going for that meal, he willing to die for it, not even eat, but die. You know. So the Lord said we moving and we're being lifted up in the spirit of Yahweh. Esau is lifted up in the spirit of darkness. I always say the spirit that's in him is not lifted up right. All right, so let me keep going. Verse 2. When they see it, it says, and made no account of his labors. You see that? So they don't want to acknowledge us, man. They don't want to acknowledge that America was built on the back of the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. When they see it, they shall be troubled. See, they got to see it first. All right? They shall be troubled with terrible fear. Terrible fear. And right, because the scriptures say the angels tremble at the presence of the Lord. So he's going to bring even more trembling to this place. And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, right? When they see you in the kingdom or getting lifted up in the chariots, they're going to say, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, in a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh and his lot among the saints, man? All right, so it's gonna be a realization at that moment, and they're gonna know that judgment's coming, man. When you see a cop and he pull you over on the street, you know that you ain't got no damn fight. You know, once he touched that gun, it might be over. So it's gonna be that same way when Esau see us. We ain't gonna need a gun. We're gonna be the weapon. So when Yahweh shall flash us, you saw Esau flash a gun. When Yahweh shall flash us, Esau gonna bitch up. Go ahead. You got precept? No. I got precept. I got one. Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 14:1. For the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
And that strangers is talking about is Israel too. And we're all going to be joined together in our own land. We ain't going to be moved anymore.
Because when you go into that Hebrew word for a stranger, and that's going to say guard, which means one that lacking inheritance.
And why were we lacking inheritance in the beginning? Because we're Gentiles going away according to the way these heathens. And when Yahweh Shah came in the world, that's when we were brought back to Yahweh. That's how we gain our inheritance back, according to Ephesians chapter 2, verse 13.
Right.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Whoa, he said we're going to get all the blessings when we're in that land. And they're going to be part of the possessions, yo.
Servants and handmaids.
New stock.
And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors, man, because Esau the oppressor now. All right.
Right, man.
Captives, who captives they were, man.
And, and the difference is, their oligarchy rules in secret. We're going to be ruling out in the open. We ain't going to have to hide and move in darkness. We're going to be right in the open in front of your face.
Where he said with mystical, the man right here.
Bilderberg meeting.
Yeah.
Ain't going to be none of that, man. We're going to rule right. Hey, you know what it is.
Yeah, we're going to have destruction meetings.
But righteously, how they choose.
Hey, man, we all out in the open. Yeah, we got to whoop his ass.
Right on his head, right here. All right. Where was that? We'll get this piece up real quick. We'll go back to the lesson. Somebody grab 2nd Ezra 8:1. Did we read that yet?
I was holding it.
Oh,
bet. Let's get it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. Like it says, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
Right, and what's the definition of the word oligarchy? A rulership by a few. All right, so the world to come is for few. Talking about the elect. All right, it is for all Israel, but starting off is going to be the memorial stone. The foundation has to be set. That's how the Lord works. He's a tiller of the ground. He knows how to lay foundation. He's a carpenter. He's building houses. When he builds something, like the Spirit of Solomon, he knows how to build the floor first, the foundation first. So when he starts to build us in that land, as he's building us now, he's preparing the bricks outside of the temple before he brings them in. When the temple was built during Solomon's time, what did he say? He told them to cut the trees down and to prepare it and the bricks outside of the temple so it'd be quiet in the temple. Now, and he said, bring them in then. All right. Or if it was a sickness, you would take something outside of the house, take it outside of Jerusalem and clean it outside of the borders. So the Lord is cleansing us outside of the borders and before he brings us back in as the memorial stones for the foundation. All right. But look at that real quick. Keep on.
All right. Verse 2.
So we got to have the foundation, the memorial stones first, and then the rest of the elect, and the rest of Israel. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 2, it says, I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra's, as when thou asked the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of.
Right.
Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
Right, man. There be many created on this earth right now, but only few gonna be saved, man, out of the children of Israel.
Quick interjection.
Right, go ahead, brother.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 15. I have said, therefore, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved.
That's right. So, so that was 2/3 of our people are going to perish here in this society today on this earth. All right, so there'll be more here than that shall be saved. Okay, and he said he made the world to come for few. So he's coming to deliver that few first, and he's gonna turn that few into many. All right, he's gonna start from a few flowers in the garden, and the whole garden is gonna be spread out with flowers. And then ultimately the whole field. Okay.
Quick injection. This is Matthew. This is Matthew 24:40. There should two be in the field. The one should be taken and the other left.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's talking about salvation. All right. That's something else. That's going to another topic.
Oh, I like it.
It's Isaiah chapter 60 verse 21. It says, thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands. He just said he's a tiller of the ground. He
right.
Gonna lay the foundation.
Right, waiting for the harvest.
That I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten it in his time.
Right. So how is he going to hasten it? Once you get into that kingdom, it's going to be like Black Friday. But we ain't gonna be pushing each other. You're gonna be like, this mine? These slaves? What? These women? And the Lord go, yeah, go do your thing. What did he say? He said, sheep on the goat left. Right. Once you see the blessing that the Lord has for you, man, go ahead, brother.
This is Matthew chapter 25. I'm going to start at verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as the shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats.
Yeah, keep going.
It says, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goat on his left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed of my father, inherit the kingdom, prepare for you from the foundation of the world.
Whoa, so he gonna say, yo, come inherit it. Go ahead. Go. You know, we're gonna go crazy, man. You're gonna have your children, and you know, even if we lose anybody in the kingdom, the Lord said He's gonna bring them from the heavens as well. So we're gonna be as though we lost none. We'll all be together, and we get to see the kingdom, we get to inherit it, man. Boy, listen, man.
And to see His glory, because 2/3 of our people are not going to be able to experience that. And when they're born in the kingdom, they're not going to remember any of that. But the elect are going to remember all the accounts that took place from before and when Yahweh Shai shows up.
Right, precept real quick. Y'all speak good. Romans 8:18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
And that's why Paul was saying, if I preach not the gospel, I need not to be on this earth, because he knew that's our only way out. That's our only way to glory. So without us out there on the highways and byways doing the work, there's no way out. There's no escape. The Lord said, by the foolishness of preaching to save those that believe. Right. All right, so we help usher in the kingdom. So the things that we go by is nothing to be compared to what Yahweh Shai has in store for those.
That's right, man. It's going to be revealed within you. But what did it say is going to be revealed inside the wicked? They're going to reveal it within themselves that they've erred from the way, and that they don't know the truth, and that they are the wicked. But and 2/3 of our people as well. But the righteous, the ones that believe and are waiting on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, He says it's going to be revealed within you, man. Glory and joy.
Appreciate it.
You know? Go ahead. You got one too?
Yeah, this is the book of St. John, chapter 16, verse 20. Verily, verily, I say unto you that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy.
Come on with it, man.
All right. Right. And I just want to land back with one more scripture. This is St. John 17:9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, all right, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. All right, so just as it said in St. John 16, all right, the world is in rejoicing. All right, they're up and up. All right, they think that judgment not gonna come. They inward thought that they gonna continue forever in their wickedness. All right, but the Lord forbid. And the Lord not dealing with the world, man. The Lord dealing with that meek and lowly who's kind of pretty much castrated out of the world, all right, who don't have a place in this world, all right?
The outcast.
The outcast of this world.
That's right. Hey, we got some overkill for Esau. Bring that out first. You gotta make your point, right?
I was just gonna say, roughly paraphrasing, there's a scripture that says it's better to suffer for righteousness' sake. You know, so because it was a point you brought out. You know, it's better to suffer for righteousness' sake.
Suffering in this current world.
It make it easier to endure, because we know we got a reward coming after it, man. You know, and it's ultimately of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua.
Oh, you got an interjection precept.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. It says, Beloved, think ye not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Yahweh's sufferings, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy. And just to lay it back on the brother's script, your point.
God. Y'all want to go down?
Expound on it a little bit. So basically, you know, like if something is put upon you, take it cheerfully, man. You know, endure hardness as a good soldier, like you. So basically, you know, when anything is put on you, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is basically just trying you in that furnace of affliction, all right, seeing if you're worthy to be one of his servants, man. You know, Yahweh Rotters out, man, the rest of the Akim in here, we're part of that number, man, because that's what we sit there and go through this for. All the ridicule and backlash from 2/3 of our people in the other heathen nations.
Right, heathens outside next door.
Yeah, man. Disrespectful.
This is just backing up from what Panyala was speaking about Esau thinking that he's going to continue in his world. This is Psalms 49:11. it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. And that's Esau. Esau, he had that ultimate pride in his heart, in his mind, thinking that he gonna continue on forever. But in all reality, he's gonna be destroyed. He's gonna be put into captivity, like we were once were, So that's what it is, man.
Right.
This is going off of what you were saying earlier, how it's going to be revealed in us. So taking on the affliction. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. It said, "For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." All right. So basically, as our flesh begins to get consumed by the fiery trials that we're going through, right? It's preparing us for the new flesh that he's going to put upon us, because we're getting renewed day by day through the Spirit, man. So this light affliction has nothing to compare to the glory that's going to be given unto us by Yahweh, by Shem Yahushua.
Right.
Job chapter 8, verse 3. It says, "Do God pervert judgment, or do the Almighty pervert justice?" And I brought this out because we go through these fiery trials for a reason. And then also it's twofold, because Esau, he oppressed the hell of our nation, had us in captivity, so hey, he's gonna reap the same judgment.
Right, good point, brother.
Right, and what does the scripture say? Shall he not avenge his very elect? He surely he sure will avenge his elect speedily. Meaning, so Esau think that he gonna continue to walk and he gonna be the favorite on the earth. And that that the Lord ain't looking down upon his wickedness. He thinks that he's gonna continue forever. But the Lord ain't forgot it. He ain't forgot it all.
Appreciate this to back you up. This is Job 9:24. Nope, that's not it. It's about
Esau is the accuser of that brother, man.
Just like how that Satan was accusing Job.
He lost that bet.
Hey, check this out. I can break this down. This is Jeremiah 16 and 19. "O Yahweh, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lives."
And that goes back to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. We fools.
Yep.
We fools. Like, they don't understand that they've been playing a part of the wicked. 2/3 of our people at that moment of judgment that's coming, they're going to understand that they were playing a part of the wicked, and they weren't able to see or being taken out of the way of the judgment or the destruction that's going to be brought upon them.
Right. What was that movie called, man? With Ace, the dude Ace.
Oh, it's not Paid in Full.
Paid in Full. You remember that part? Anybody, wow, they probably remember it, but you remember that part with when Ace was in the laundromat, and the older guy, and he was like, "What you sitting here listening to the old music?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "What you listening to this music for, man?" He was talking all fast, and he's like, "There you go." You remember that?
Yeah.
He found it?
Yeah, come on.
That's how the Lord gonna change the tune of these Edomites. They be talking all this shit, all they did. Kingdom, he goes, yeah, that's better.
Change it to the station.
Because what they're gonna be saying differently, they're gonna have to change the tune. Over here, they got that rocky spirit.
Yeah.
You see that? But in the kingdom, or they got that die-hard spirit. But in the kingdom, they're going to be like, "Oh, you are a king. Yes, my Lord. Yes, I have truly inherited lives."
I'm one of the wickedness.
He's just going to...
Yeah, we're going to do the Hulk Hogan to him and shit. Speak that shit.
He's talking about, yes.
That make you want to execute judgment on it. Like, you playing with me, you want to get...
Make them lick the dust of your feet.
Make them lick the yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, that's right, man.
But if you see like Esau like at work, or you see like the lower level Edomites, They are perfect slaves, man. They show up to work on time. They work harder than motherfuckers. They dwell in the field. They dwell in the field. They are perfect slaves. Like this shit was uncommon for us. We in the shit. We like, what the fuck? This shit was like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we got you know, our skin, we got melanin in it, but we still don't like being in the sun that damn long. When you see Esau working on the roofs, them motherfuckers look like blood red, like raw meat.
But that goes back all the way back to Genesis, because Jacob dwelled in tents, but Esau was a mighty hunter, always in the field, man.
And they gonna stay in the field. I'll stay out there.
Yeah, don't come back in this house. My mama used to tell us, don't come back in this house.
Right, he said they're outside the temple. That's where they dwell.
And they never be able to come in.
He said, did you say the wagon king? He said the bad wagon.
Oh, yeah. That is out east symbol. You shall not go over there. That's how America's going to be. As a memorial. That's going to be that place that the light would not shine upon.
Hey, not only there, the scriptures say we're going to call them the borders of wickedness. So we ain't going to deal with y'all, man. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 43. We're going to go from 43 all the way to 50. I got it. Who got it? 43. Bar got it, yeah. Yeah, he got it.
All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, starting at 43.
Yep.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Right, so we came down very low, man. All right, our original place was what? In grace. And we fell from that grace. You know, the Lord said this was going to be our wisdom in the sight of the nations, the laws. And we fell from that. All right, we fell from that high calling we had. So now we're the low and Esau is the high. But look how high they got as far as riches and wealth. You can't even find them. You don't even know who ruled the world. Go ahead. Oh, interjection? Go ahead. Oh, you got an interjection.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7. It says, the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raises up the poor out of the dust and lift up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillar of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them. All right, so we were brought low. The Lord, that's what he's reading in Deuteronomy. He brought us low because of our iniquity. All right, so now what's going to happen is, boom. He also said, when he was telling the devil, like, yo, when the time of my visitation upon my people had an end, like you showed them no mercy. You kept going. All right. So the Lord is going to lift us back up, right, and set us on the pillar as kings and princes and priests on this earth, man, executing judgment, right? And we're not going to ever have to go be back down in the dust ever again, because guess what? That's a curse. That was Esau's judgment. They're supposed to be in the dust. Going back to the serpent in the garden.
Right. The way he said he's going to raise up the beggar from the dunghill. We speak about the beggar being Lazarus. And that word Lazarus just means Jacob. All right. So Jacob the beggar, the poor, he said we're really rich.
Precept.
Yeah, good.
This Psalms 9 and 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget God. All right, and that right there shows that hell is a condition. All right, and they're not in a low estate right now. They're high and mighty, and they're exalted. All right, they live in lavishly. Right. All right, but they're gonna be turned into hell, man. Impoverished.
Yep, and he said the wicked, talking about Esau. But guess what? He said, in all the nations that forgot the Lord. Now, 2/3 of our people have forgotten the Lord, but these other nations have forgotten the Lord too. Look at Nebuchadnezzar. Look at the what is it called? The Nebuchadnezzar steel that he wrote about our God. Look at Cyrus the Great writing about our Lord in their chronicles. But now those same nations have forgotten about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So the Lord gonna remind them. Right.
For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let no man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. So you just men.
What you just said earlier, they call them lords. They call them lords. They think that's why they can't look up, because they think they're the gods of the earth. They think there's nothing else higher above them.
Right. They think themselves to be God. Right. He said the Lord gonna show them that they just men. This should be our prayer. That's a prayer right there.
What that was?
Yeah, that's a prayer.
That was a Psalm of David, Psalm 9:20. It said, "Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men." We're ultimately the Nephilim. You know, those powers that are subject to this chains of darkness, man, or the flesh.
That's right. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write that on the Hebrew for prayer. Go ahead, Gabar.
Precept.
Oh, great. Precept, bro.
Back in Deuteronomy or the precept?
Precept.
Alright, just going on what the brother just brought out. This book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 14. And it's the mindset of Esau, man. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. That's simple, man.
That's simple, man.
Don't be as like you a man.
I got a precept.
Brought down to the sides of the pit, man.
This is Proverbs 21:30. It says, "There is no wisdom, nor understanding, nor counsel against the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua." So there is no form of wisdom that Esau could come up with. There's no form of understanding that he can get that is above Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. His counsels or his power, it does not stand against the Most High. It's not gonna outweigh and or outlast the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. It's definitely not gonna offset the prophecies, because the prophecies are gonna take place. The Most High said, "You're going down, you saw it, you're going down."
Right,
Period.
This is the definition of Esau in the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary, the last bullet. It says, Edom figures prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. She is the only neighbor of the Israelites who was not given any promise of mercy from Yahweh.
Right. So that's what the scriptures say. After 1,000 years, these other nations, they're gonna get some form of living. You see that? They're gonna receive some form of mercy. All right. That's why the whole earth is in mourning while the wicked are in power. Because when we're in power, they're gonna be shown what mercy is. See, we know what mercy is from the Lord, and we're hoping to learn more of what the mercy is of the Lord. You know, but through salvation. But they're gonna get some form of living. Yep, they're gonna get some form of living, but not Esau. All right. You had a precept, bro?
I had a quick interjection on that. There was no understanding.
A little louder too.
There was no understanding, no counsel against the Lord of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua dealing with Esau. Because like it says in Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 18, they got vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The Lord's going to deal with them and render unto them.
Oh, so that means everything they built up and their weapons, everything they have is all vanity.
Yeah, that's right.
It's all vanity. That's right. So how can vanity stand up against reality?
It's all make believe. This is Hebrews chapter 12, because what the brother Arakar had read out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary concerning the nation of Edom, has no place of mercy for them. This is Hebrews chapter 12. I'm going to start at verse 16. At least there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. So the Lord Esau don't have no place of repentance. All right, for the Lord, man. The Lord is not going to forgive them for what they have done. So therefore, that's why this is prophesied that after 1,000 years of slavery, all right, they're going to be eradicated, man.
Quick injection. This is Psalms 119. The Lord hath prepared his throne in the heaven, and his kingdom rule over the all. They talking about the 144,000 when they gonna rule as a perfect body and and perfect as Yahweh Shai.
That's right, brother. All right. If somebody grab Psalms, we already read Psalms too. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6.
Oh, we gotta get back to this. My bad. Yeah. Right after this, go up. All right, we gotta go over to 50.
All right, it's back at Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43.
Right.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Right. That's one of our neighbors, like the Lord said. You know, he said one of the neighbors that was never promised any mercy in the future, in judgment day. Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low.
Right. So that neighbor got up above us very high through that deception, that robbing, stealing, and killing, and murder. Right. Same thing. And he said we got down very low because the Lord wasn't with us anymore. All right. Go ahead, brother.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Right. That's why they became the lenders, the bankers. All right. So I don't care how many businesses, how much money Jake has, you dealing with cash, you're not on that level. You know, they don't even touch money. They made money for the slaves. They made dollars for slaves, man. That's right. They don't even deal with that.
Quick interjection.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Proverbs chapter 22, verse 7. The rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender.
Wow. So yeah, that needs to go right there.
Clear cut, cold cut. It was a RT video I put in the group chat this morning pertaining to how much money they print really don't benefit like the minority, like those who don't really have money. All right, the more they print money, all right, the more the minority become a consumer, and then the rich get richer.
Right.
You know,
damn, how about that?
Because hey, the poor, all right, by them dealing with money, they just deal with money. All right, as I mentioned, they the consumer, they don't have any assets.
That's right.
And you can use money to control
people.
People.
And like the elder saying, like by them controlling the money, and we being like we're the servants, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
And the money's fake.
Yeah,
fiat currency.
They call it sheeple.
You know.
Yeah, like you have brought out, was it Nathan Rothschild that said, "I care not about who governs Britain, as long as I control the." He said, "Only but who controls the money." He's like, "And I control the money."
Yeah.
So you see, now you're witnessing that in America. Like they got people arguing and going back and forth about these stimulus checks, and you don't understand what the basis of the stimulus checks is, to prop up the dollar, because to stimulate the economy. Because I give all these people their money, they're not going to try and buy assets with this money. They're gonna prep up the consumer market, and they become, and then what that consumer market does, it consumes them. So America teaches people to live outside of their means, but Scripture teaches you to be content. You get what I'm saying? So that's why you have to get your mindset out of this place before you get wrapped up in it.
It'll drown you.
Right. That's a lot going through my head while y'all was talking about that. That's deep. I'm gonna do a lesson later though. Let's get back where we was at.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 44. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
Right, and the Lord's never taking that curse away. He's gonna let it die with the wicked. He's not taking that curse away. That curse is still in place. We still under the curses. It's just now the hopeful elect have a covering from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for exemption from judgment. You see that? But the curse is still in place. He said he's gonna follow you forever. So 2/3 of our people, they're gonna remain under them curses until they destroy it. And we're taken out of this flesh, and that flesh is gonna die with those curses. You're gonna have new flesh.
And which is ultimately going to lead them to that chip, because he said you're going to have to go to the enemy for the one of all things.
Right.
So that curse is going to stick to 2/3 of our people, and they're going to be walked down that path of destruction.
Right. You won't have no help without the Lord. Without the Lord, they won't have no help, man. All right. Interjection is
dealing with those curses. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. It says, "And the Lord thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee." And it's speaking about Esau, man. Some curses going to fall on them as well.
Yeah, and the rest of the nation. Yeah. Now I'm talking about
2/3. Yeah, the rest of the nation.
I got you. Trust me. The African nations, Arab nations, all those nations, man, these curses gonna fall on them. All right, but ultimately, like I said earlier, Esau gonna get overkill.
God.
You know, like a dope fiend. He gonna just jam the whole needle in there.
When you
Put the whole shit up in there.
when you look at it, it's like when the nations send those missiles over here to America, to Babylon, that's gonna be like their cleansing of their hands, so to speak. All right, that's why the Lord will have mercy on them and put them in their own lands.
That's gonna be lightening the load.
Yeah, doing the will of the Lord, man. They're gonna be doing the will and the duty of the Most High.
He said, I shall put bad thoughts into their heads. So basically, that's what they're doing.
They're gonna lighten the payloads.
And that's funny. You brought that, mentioning up like sticking them with the needle. Like one of the last Saw movies, right? One of the he had trapped a heroin addict, and she had to get out. The way she had to crawl out through a bunch of needles filled with heroin in it.
Right. So the way Esau gonna get out.
Wow.
Esau gonna have to walk through hell to get to hell.
I have a quick ejection.
Yeah, look good.
This is Job 21:20. His eyes should see his destruction, and he should drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
Right, that's Esau, man. His eyes gonna see destruction. He said he shall dream or drink.
Drink.
Yeah, he'll drink of the wrath. That's that cup being passed. But he gonna have to. The Lord gonna pour every last little drop, dump it in and forcing it down his throat, man.
You know you're pouring something and then you check and make sure ain't nothing in there. You pour it.
Add a little water to get the rest of it.
You got to preach something again?
Yeah, just because he say, what he say, you gonna make them drunk? This is Isaiah chapter 63, verse 6. It says, "And I will tread down the people in my anger and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth."
Right. When somebody gets drunken, they become weak. When they get drunken, they stagger. They vomit. See that? All these things are going to be put on these nations. The Lord going to make them what? Vomit up all their riches. All right. And also they're going to be staggering until they drunk and fall. That's what the Lord says, man. Like a wine, like a damn wine. Ned the wine up. All right, let's get it. Where we at?
48, verse 48.
Yeah.
Back at Deuteronomy 28, verse 48. "Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand."
Right? Esau, man, and the English and the Latin and all that madness, man. All right, and he said, "What? The Lord." That's why David prayed. He said, "Deliver me from thy sword, which is the wicked which is thy sword." And what did he say that first part though?
"The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle."
Yeah, right before that, one verse up.
"Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in the want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee."
Until he have destroyed thee. That's all prophetic, and that came upon our nation, man. They put a yoke of iron upon our neck with slavery. All right, and he said he's gonna destroy us. You know.
Hosea 4:6.
Right, and he said we're gonna want one of all things from them. All right, and that goes with Revelation, I think 12. You know, where the Lord said He prepared a place for us. Over here in America, where we were nourished. And, you know, So the Lord going to leave 2/3 of our people in that mindset, going to Esau for the one of all things.
If I can say a little bit on that, so there ain't no so-called black-owned businesses, because you still gonna be paying taxes to Esau. Ain't none of that. You don't own your house, you still pay a mortgage. So if you don't pay that, they coming to get that. You know,
even if you pay the mortgage off, you still have to pay property taxes because your house was built on my land. That's what I'm saying.
He ain't talking about being an oligarch. He ain't talking about nothing.
So these fake Hebrew Israelite camps, like One Body in Yahweh Shai, IUIC, ISUPK, they got like a Christian church prosperity doctrine where they'll take the scriptures and they'll just go into Israel,
flourishing, and you're gonna be blessed.
You're gonna be blessed in the Lord, and they teach their congregation to grow crops and stuff like that. They don't speak on like what the brother's speaking on, man. The things that are set to take away these things and deprive the people from these things.
Right.
All right. The unjust measures, the unjust laws and decrees, man, that they set up.
Yeah, because we can have that here. Say for instance, we did get that here. I got a house and beautiful house, a beautiful land and all that. But what about the poor of our nation? See, the Lord is thinking ruling class mentality. See, Esau thinks that way. When Esau get risen up, they set it up for their whole nation to have at least an opportunity to be rich. Pursuit of happiness, right? When Yahweh Shai set it up, he gonna say, "No, you just happy. I got you."
Right.
You see that?
Right.
So it's a big difference, man. But let's get back to this precept though.
Back at Deuteronomy 28, verse 50, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young.
That's right, man. And they haven't showed favor to the young or to the children, to the old at all.
Like that recent incident with the police officer spraying the mace in a 9-year-old girl.
Dude.
That still show the spirit of Esau. How they don't care about the age of the young nor the old.
Tamir Rice slaughtered him for having a toy gun.
They shot that little boy. They pulled up and shot him.
Right. And that's the point I was trying to make too. Like we could be rich. Say for the IUIC, they rich, right? But the way the Lord trying to set it up is he get to the kingdom, and then he said, "What? All Israel shall be saved. Not just the 144 and the 1/3. They're gonna be saved from the destruction." But the 2/3 going to come back into the kingdom and rule from Jerusalem as well and around the four corners of the earth. And then ultimately go out to the heavens and experience that. So either way, all Israel shall be saved. But what you would call that? The wolves in sheep's clothing of our people, they're not thinking that way.
Yeah, they're not thinking. And why would you want to be prosperous in this land that's about to be destroyed anyway?
Right.
Like you're turning people, you're having people turning a deaf ear to the calling of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. His calling, like, listen, get your mind about this shit because I'm finna destroy it. But they're not beckoning to the call because they really feel like they can establish something here. All right, and that's why the scripture say a gift can destroy the heart. Even if you were able to establish something, your mind should stick. Those that buy and sell, it be as if they buy and sell not. So it's all about the mindset of what you're teaching the people, man. You're not setting the people up to be prepared for this destruction. You're setting them up to be partakers in the destruction.
Be on the front line.
Like with Isaiah 9:16, it says the leaders of my people cause my people to err. And you still have these false prophets, and you still like these false prophets, these Tyler Perrys, these TV fat cakes still leading our people to err and hoping in the system of Esau, man.
And it's like when they call themselves going into the scriptures, they always want to bring out the sweet and not the bitter. Right. They always want to talk about prosperity, but never want to talk about limitation and destruction and woes. When the Bible is composed of all of that, you must consume the whole roll. You can't just I only want to eat the sweet rolls and don't eat the bitter part of the scripture. You got to eat the whole thing. Consume the whole roll.
Say when he put it in his mouth, it was sweet like honey, but when he swallowed it, it went down to his belly and bitter and hurt. You know?
Gone.
Yeah, stomach just started hurting. All right, well, where we at? You done with that one? All right, let's get to Deuteronomy 7 and 6 real quick.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. I had already turned before you was reading the other Deuteronomy.
We're going to wrap it up soon, too.
It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The Lord thy power have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
And the Lord is going to make that come to pass. He's going to raise us up above all people that are on the face of the earth, man. So, you know, even the ones that are in the heavens, we're gonna be above them.
Because it says what? We should judge angels.
Ooh.
Damn.
All right.
Esau don't know what that is.
All right. And they got angels on the left-hand side as well. You see that? We're going to judge all of that.
I just want to read the next scripture. It says, for the Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people. And that little few is what he's going to set up his oligarchy on.
There you go, man.
Few of the few.
Dang, boy.
Let the multitude perish, but let my grape be kept. You know what I'm saying?
That small little cluster of the small few grapes off the cluster.
Right. We can read that. Yep. How much time are we on now?
I got here. Well, I'm looking.
Almost 2 hours. 1:55.
Okay, cool.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye shall show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness into the marvelous light.
Yeah, we keep rocking. Right, that's a beautiful point. Go ahead. Right, so we're made to show praises unto the Lord. All right, Esau wasn't made for that. So when the Lord sets up his kingdom, he gonna need a praise choir. You know. But anyway, we're set up to praise. Look at the name of Judah, Yahweh. It means Yahweh praise.
What kind? We singing that song that no man could learn except for the 144,000, man. So yeah, praise choir, man.
There you go.
Yahweh Rochers out, we're part of that number.
Right. Somebody get Matthew 19 and 28, and then we'll get that Genesis right after that. Yep. Right, because this is about being an oligarch. Yep, oligarch. All right, rulers of the world, man.
Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. And Yahweh said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which shall follow me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
Oh, so look, now, right there, he said, what? In the regeneration, not talking about a seed generation, it's talking about regenerating you. The Lord promised to regenerate us, meaning you're going to be back here on this earth today. To charge up your energy, your spirit into a body. That's what he's talking about, to regenerate you. Now, so in the regeneration, right now, shall sit upon thrones in the kingdom, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. All right? So that's an oligarchy. 144,000 judging the whole world. He said you're going to judge the whole world, even Israel, even angels. So that's a true oligarchy. A few. Can you get the definition again? Come off the shot. Whoever got it? If not, I can get it. Well, I can't get it because my phone just died. But I'm going to get the definition real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. Do ye know not that the saints shall judge the world? That's a question mark. And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters?
Right, these small matters, right? We're dealing with small matters right now. That's why he said the things that we're going through now cannot compare to the glory that's going to be revealed to us in the kingdom. All right, he said, go ahead.
All right. Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more things that pertain to this life?
Right, man. So you better start judging now. That's why he said, wise up and be instructed, ye judges of the earth. So we got to get instructions before we can start judging. Are we judging now? Yes. We judge according to the scriptures. You judge yourself first, and then you judge each other according to the scriptures. and you get righteous judgment. All right. What's that scripture where it says, "Judge not unless ye be judged"?
God, I don't believe that is in Romans.
Yeah, because we're judging right now. But he just said, be careful of the judgment you give, because the Lord is judging you as well. But people, you can't judge. You can't. The Lord told us to be judges.
It's that he that is spiritual, judging for
all things. That's right, man.
And the judge of no man.
It's a book called Judges.
We say it's called Judges.
Come on, there's a book called Judges in the Bible.
Oh, there's a book called Judges. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. It says, I judge not. Yeah, kind of selective. I'm getting with tongue. I judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye
judge not. That's supposed to be a J right there. So
it says, judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged.
Right.
Like in other words, like practice what you preach.
Practice what you
IUIC, they better sleep with their fringes on.
Damn. Wow. Nice.
Right.
They got fringes on their sleep.
Because the scriptures tell you to follow what they say, but not what they do. Right? If they teaching from the law, if they saying keep the laws, yeah, we're gonna keep the laws to our best of our ability, but not the way they doing it.
Good.
You see that? You read the scriptures and you find out how to keep the law, and from your sincere brothers.
Good.
All right, go ahead, brother.
It says, and with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you again.
Right, man. So the Lord is saying we are those judges. He said, be wise though, and deal with righteous judgment and be instructed. All right. So where was we at? Somebody had
Matthew.
Yeah, let's get
I got a definition of
Isaiah 2:1.
oligarchy again.
Yeah. The definition of oligarchy.
It's a form of power structure in which power rests with a small number of people. These people may be distinguished by nobility, wealth, education, corporate, religious, political, military control.
That's us.
Such states are often controlled by families who pass their influence from one generation to the next.
Whoa.
But inheritance is not a necessary condition of oligarchy.
Oligarchy, yep. So inheritance is not a condition. It don't have to be that way. To inherit.
Look at 2/3.
Right. But that's right. Yeah, but they're not gonna inherit the kingdom as far as first, but they're gonna inherit the kingdom though.
They're gonna inherit.
So let's look at Esau. Esau didn't inherit the kingdom, they stole the kingdom. You know, it was their inheritance as well, but they stole it. You know? So he said what? A condition where you pass the rulership down through your lineage, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, through your
generation.
Yeah. And when we get the kingdom, we're gonna pass all that substance down to our children. And so on and so on, man. All right, so that's an oligarchy. We're gonna be the oligarchy, the rulers. This is a call to the spirit of the kings and rulers out there to be wise and be instructed and to move and order yourself like a king. You know, when you feel like shit, remember that you're a king, man. You know, your woman tell you ain't nothing. What is the Lord telling you? Look at yourself through heaven's eyes. You know, and be a king. We say be a lion. Right? Be the lion, man. Don't be a lion in your own household, but be a king every day. Meaning what? A king sits on the throne. You know, you have to be a warrior to become a king. Right? But you know, you start to butcher your own people, you become a tyrant. So you know, go ahead, brother.
King, I was just gonna chime in and say King David was an example of that.
Perfect,
you know?
Yeah, perfect example. Because he said he was a man after the Lord's own heart. So he was perfect. And so the Lord's calling us to responsibility, to being responsible and have the ruling class mentality. To prepare your mind to rule these people. If not, why would he tell you to ask him to give you the heathen as your inheritance? So he's telling you to get your mind ready. I tell my children all the time, what you gonna do with the earth? Because you about to rule it. Get your mind ready. They know. I tell them, yeah.
Because the earth is out of order right now, and it's out of order because the heathen is ruling.
That's right.
And we're not in our proper our mind state. That's all right, like our people as a whole. We are to teach these other nations how to govern themselves, how to rule. All right, how to live.
That's right. So now's the time to start teaching your families, saying, hey, you know, what you gonna do with the world when you get it? You know, and our job is to gain the world. We say take the world. All right, that's our job, and to give it to the children. All right, the Lord said our children gonna inherit the kingdom.
We're gonna be playing with animals.
Playing with animals and all that. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, precept. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna get back real quick.
This is Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8.
Yeah, you can break it down.
It says, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And you see all the unrighteous dealings that Esau did, not only to the children of Israel, but to the whole world, man. That's why the earth is at mourning, because they're in power, right? So the Lord, in order for him, not only is the elect getting salvation, but the earth is getting salvation too, because the Esau's going to have to stop destroying it. All right, so because of unrighteous dealings, like Lord, how about you outside? Like, all right, that's enough. You know, even when he told him to stop persecuting our people, he still kept going. So now, because of these unrighteous dealings, the Lord's like, nah, enough is enough. It's time to translate into the kingdom of my dear son. And we're witnessing that being set up.
What they say, the people mourn when the wicked rule, but roughly paraphrasing, they rejoice when the righteous in rulership, man. So, like, basically, like you said, we're saying the whole earth is going to be set right, man. You know, even far as the trees, you know, nature, the trees going to clap their hands, as it says. Also, the tree refers to these people too as well.
And the thing about it, just like one of our last times teaching that by the landing, the African security guard came up to him and he was asking about what we were doing. And Zaquan told him straight up, like, we about to take Esau into slavery for Wall Street. And he said, he's like, so, but he was letting them know that the Africans are going to be our first in command, our taskmasters. That's going to be helping us. They're going to be part of that rod of iron. And so he was just basically, so Zaquan was like, yeah, so you ready to take over the earth and put Esau into slavery? And he said, I will do this for you. So people are, even though these other nations are going to be in slavery, but they're going to see the righteousness of Israel, and they're gonna be cool with it, because they're going to understand after 1,000 years they're going to get their own form of living, and it's going to be done in righteousness. And they're going to know that we're going to be overshadowing them with a foot hanging in the sky, with a little foot, like you move to the left or to the right, this foot going in your ass, and we're going to keep righteousness on earth. That was our whole purpose of being here in the first place.
Hey, you saw Good Night, Uncle Tom. I'm having it on. That dude at the end that had the young girl, slave. Yeah, we're gonna have Mutombo and Habibi and Goliath. We're gonna say, yeah, you can have all the concubines you want.
That's what he was. He was a Sudanese.
He was Sudanese?
Yeah.
You gonna have
African.
Yeah, we're gonna give the Hamites some Edomite concubines. Like, yes, I would do this.
I'll do this for you.
Get the white meat.
All right, so let's get this.
Why not? This is Genesis chapter 35. I'm gonna start at verse 9. And Yahweh appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padan.
That's in Syria.
And Aram.
Yep.
And blessed him. And Yahweh said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. And Yahweh said unto him, I am Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be out of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins.
Right, man. So, where were you at?
Verse 11.
Right. So that's when he wrestled with him, right?
Okay.
Did you get to that part yet?
The part, I think the wrestling part was before that.
Yeah, before that, right? Yeah, we gotta get it. But, this is basically saying there's a lot of points in that. Because if you go up to verse 1, this is when Esau was chasing Jacob. And Jacob was so in fear of Esau because he was the firstborn. You see that? But the Lord said what? In 2nd Ezra verse 6? Chapter 6, I mean.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
And when Esau saw that Jacob had wrestled with the angel and prevailed, then Esau, Edom became fearful of Jacob.
That's right. And that's the point. Not that point, but similar to that.
I got it.
Okay.
Second Ezra chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
Right, so the Lord was changing something right there. He said, yo, the original way it went was the firstborn would rule and get all the possessions of the father. But now the Lord said the firstborn came out first, but the second one's going to rule and get all the blessings and promise of the father. All right? But and the thing about the wrestling, when the angel wrestled with Jacob, he prevailed. It was really to show Jacob that he was going to prevail in the end. He was wrestling with himself. All right, and the Lord was going to wrestle with us to make us perfect, to build up our confidence. All right, just like somebody, if you go to a gym and they set you up with trainers, and the trainer beat up one of your stuff, especially kickboxing. What was that? Muay Thai. They were kicking their ass in that ring. I mean, like kick them as hard as you can. He said the next training is going to be harder. You see that? So,
and ultimately, and Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Yasharallah would mean Prince of Power.
Right.
So that was kind of like how, you know how Esau would knight someone to a position. That was kind of like the knighting of Jacob, of us becoming the sons of God.
Right. To build up his confidence, because he was so focused, he was moving in fear, running from Esau. So the Lord wrestled with him, man. Right. So the Lord wrestling with us today. To make us princes and call us Yaikwab. All right. Yasha Allah Salaki. What was it? That was it on that? Let's get Isaiah. We already read 2 and 1?
All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mount of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Whoa, so above all these other governments, the government of the Lord's house, his temple, the tabernacle of David is going to be exalted above all these other nations, above all these other mountains, man. All right, so we're going to be the oligarchs. You see that? The elites, the upper echelon. Okay? That's right.
And shall be exalted above the hills, and all the nations shall flow into it.
Right, so even our cities are going to be exalted above your cities. And all the other nations and their cities and their governments are going to flow unto us in the kingdom. All right, and they're going to give us all their riches. Okay? That's right, man. Go ahead, brother.
And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mount of the Lord, to the house of Yahweh of Jacob, power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
Right, so that day is coming, man. The Lord said his word is faithful and true, to where the law is going to go out from Zion someday. That law that was written during the time of Moses on stone is going to be projected from Jerusalem again, around the four corners of the earth. And all these nations are going to flow. You hear that? Flow? Not walk, not travel. It's going to be like a wave of people flowing unto us. Right. Bringing their kings and nobles unto us, and women and riches and wealth. Everything they stole and took and passing, he said, by riches and deceit, lies and deceit or whatever, the kingdom is translated from one person to another.
He just read that soon as he went to the bathroom.
Correct. That's right, man. So all those riches and wealth, they're gonna bring that into us, man.
I got that precept.
All right, and we ain't gonna want it.
This is Isaiah chapter 60, verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continuously. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces. And when you go into the word forces, it means wealth.
That's right.
Of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
Right, real quick. That's why he said the gate's gonna be open day and night. Like that's twofold. One, we ain't gonna be doing things in secrecy. We're gonna be out in the open with it. Two, the gate's gonna be open day and night, meaning like America. You know, the ports shut down, or they might have deals with each other that they what do they call them? Sanctions and all that shit. Well, this ain't gonna, none of that's gonna happen with our ports. It's gonna be open day and night to bring the Lord's goods unto His people.
God.
Yep. Go ahead, interjection real quick. My bad, boy.
Just real quick, and that's reparations, man, for our people. You know what I'm saying? 2/3 of our people looking for that from Esau, man.
That's right.
But we gonna receive it from the Lord, man.
That's right, man. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar.
Yeah, give them that shit.
Yeah, that consolation. Yahushua said he got the reward. All right, let's get it done.
One more last verse. For the nations and kingdoms that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
They're gonna be utterly wasted. They're gonna perish. You see that? And they're gonna be out there perishing. They're gonna be busy perishing like an old banana. They're gonna be perishing, and they know it. So that's why they're gonna run into Israel. They're gonna. Yep. That's why they're gonna flow unto Jerusalem. You remember when who was that? Isaac? No, that was Jacob, right? That went into Egypt.
Yeah, Jacob.
From the famine.
Yeah,
that was Jacob with Joseph. Remember that? They had the famine. And what happened? He had to go to Egypt because of the famine.
And at that time, all the lands had to go to Egypt because of the famine.
So the same thing with Jerusalem. The Lord gonna give famines out there. There's gonna be famines out there. There's gonna be animals running wild, not with nothing to eat. They're looking for humans. You gotta have hell still breaking out on the earth and finishing up from the missiles hitting and smoke for the torment going up. And dead bodies burning on the ground and shit still. And the scriptures say that they're gonna be digging the bodies and putting them in graves. And that's gonna be their job, to put the bodies in the graves.
Because we had to do that during the time of the World War II.
Right. Everything they did with us, the Lord gonna have them do it.
And we had to do that in America as slaves during the Civil War and the Revolutionary War. We had to bury all them bodies.
With the Devil's Punch Bowl.
Yeah.
With those damn troops. When they had our people in FEMA camps, they died laying where they at and made our people to go bury them.
Damn. Right, man. So let's finish this real quick. Isaiah 45 and 17. And Isaiah 9 and 6, the next one.
This is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation.
So we're hoping and we're praying that we are a part of those princes of the power. That's what that means. That we're part of the princes, the saints. He said, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord, man. All right, not any other way, in the Lord. Go ahead.
You shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Whoa, a world without end. See, Esau's oligarchy is going to end. Ours is just beginning. All right? And once we gain that rulership, it's going to be a world without end. Even now, we're a world without end. A gathering, what do you say? Cosmos. Orderly arrangement of a group of people. That's that few, that small number right now, man. The 144,000 and the 1/3. That's the oligarchy. Right? Yeah. All right. So, that was it on that. All right, let's get
This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. It says, for unto us a child is born.
Yep.
Unto us a son is given.
Right, so we'll be saved in the Lord, but the Lord was given to us. The Lord was given to Israel, just like we were given to him. All right? So the Yahushua belongs to us. Just like we belong to him, man. He don't belong to you damn heathens. All right? He said he came unto his own. Go ahead, man.
For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Whoa. So it's going to be a government, man. We're going to have our government. And it's going to be upon Yahushua's shoulders, man. All right, there's a picture out there with Yahushua on it from the catacombs of Rome.
And he got a lamb on his shoulder.
Lamb on his shoulders. I always wondered what that meant. Now I know. The government shall be upon his shoulders. Boom, drop the mic.
Good timing.
Yeah, good timing.
And his name shall be called Wonderful.
Right, man. Can you read it from the top, man? This is like beautiful right here. This makes me feel like Passover.
This is Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6.
That's right.
For unto us a child is born.
Right.
Unto us a son is given.
According to the prophecies with Mary, right? All right. A virgin shall bear a seed, a child. Right? Oh, and his name shall be called what? Emmanuel, meaning God with us.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
Wow.
And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power.
That's what we're gonna be calling him. Esau ain't gonna be able to see him or deal with him. We gonna see Esau gonna be calling, yes, my Lord. Yes, you are king. You are king. Yes, Lord. Yes. But we're gonna be talking to Yahushua saying, you are wonderful. You are King of Kings, Lord of Lords. We're gonna throw our crowns at him at his feet. You know? Go ahead.
The mighty power, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Right, and he's not the Father. It's saying the everlasting authority. So he said, what? He's going to rule over these heathens with a rod of iron. So it's going to be everlasting. You know? So he said the everlasting authority, because the word Father just means Abba, authority. All right? And he said he's a prince too. But that's not talking about Yahweh. All right? He said Prince of what?
Prince of Peace.
The Prince of Peace, man. And who's the one that set up the order of the priesthood? Melchizedek, the Prince of Peace.
God.
All right? And Yahushua is that Prince of Peace, man. It said the scepter of righteousness shall his throne be.
God.
All right?
Yeah, it's a moment.
Yeah, let's get it. And it said Michael is the angel that's going to stand up for us in the time of Jacob's trouble. But Yahushua is the mediator. He's the one that's set up to bring peace between us and Yahweh. It's a big, major difference. Go ahead. But in order to do that, it couldn't be any other man that did it. Paul said it, right? Psalm, what's that? Romans 9. He said, can somebody just get it so I can move on my thought?
Romans 9 and 1. I say the truth in Yahushua HaMashiach. I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Yahushua HaMashiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh.
Right. That was good. Who are Israelites?
Who are Israelites.
Right. But what did he say? He wished that he could have been accursed for Yahushua and for us. But what did he say? He said, am I Paul crucified for you? You know, he didn't get crucified for us. So there was no person on earth that could be crucified for us. And there's no angels in heaven that can be crucified for us. All right.
That's why John the Revelator at the beginning was saying, woe is me, who is worthy to open the book? Because he knew if those seals weren't broken, that book wasn't open, there wasn't going to be no way for salvation. Right. And he said, chill out. The angel said, chill out, for behold, the Lamb of Yahweh has prevailed to loose the seals of the book.
Right. And he said what? Let's just get it. Go ahead, brother.
Start from the top.
Yeah, because he said the Prince of Peace. And the only one that's set up to make the only one that's set up to be that prince, that's his office, is to set up that peace within Israel, within ourselves as well, with the new bodies, and peace between Yahweh and us. That's Yahushua, right? Let's bring it out. Let's see.
This is Revelation chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written within, and on the back side sealed with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof.
Right, he was saying, who's worthy in heaven or on earth? Who's worthy to be that Prince of Peace? All right, was it Angel Michael? No, none of them. But he said, to which of the angels?
Did he say?
Yeah, it's in Hebrew, I think. Maybe. Okay, brother.
It says, and no man in heaven nor in earth, neither under the earth, was able to open the book, neither to look thereon. And I wept much because no man was found worthy to open and to read the book, neither to look thereon.
Right. Right. That's the point. Hebrews 1 and 5.
Hebrews 1 and 5.
This is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 5. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee, and again I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son.
Right. And somebody get Galatians 3 and 19. No, let's say, 1 Timothy 2 and 5. That's the one.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5.
Whoa.
1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 5. For there is one God.
There's one God, Yahweh.
And one mediator between Yahweh and man, the man Yahweh Shai HaMashiach.
There you go. It's just that clear. There's only one God and there's only one mediator. That's it. No other angel, no other human being was set up to be that mediator. And to bring mediator is what? To bring peace. All right?
So you got to kiss the son unless he be angry. You got to go through Yahweh Shai to get to Yahweh.
Like Yahweh Shai said, I am the way, the true family life. No one comes to the Father but by me. So you're not getting around Yahweh Shai. You're not getting past him. You ain't skating, sliding, or nothing.
This Galatians 4 and 3. Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world. But when the fullness of the time was come, Yahweh sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law, to redeem them that were under the law, that we might receive the adoption of sons.
Because Yahweh Shai redeemed us through his blood, by dying.
It matches up perfect, man. Okay, it's crazy.
Because Yahweh Shai was that sacrificial lamb for our nation, man, for the nation of Israel, man.
Right. Hey, somebody get.
And through him we get salvation.
That's right, brother. Come on, stay on that point. Ephesians 2 and 15. All right, because he's the mediator.
It's Ephesians
and the peacemaker.
2 and 15. Having abolished in his flesh the enmity, even the law of commandments contained in ordinances, for to make in himself of twain one new man, so making peace.
Whoa, so he's the peacekeeper. He's the Prince of Peace, all right? So making peace. All right? So that's the point. All right, let's get back to the lesson now. Anything else on that?
And that he might reconcile both unto God,
there you go,
in one body by the cross, having slain the enmity thereby.
Right. So he's bringing both Jews and Gentiles unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, meaning Israelites. Israelite foreigners and Israelites that know they're Israelites already. All right. So he said what? He's the one that's making peace. He's set up to be that peacekeeper, that Prince of Peace. All right, where was that? Isaiah 9. We read that already?
We read 9 and 6. We already read it.
All right, Daniel 7 and 21. Yep. So after the order of Melchizedek, that lets you know that Melchizedek was Yahweh Shai. They call him the Prince of Peace. Prince of Righteousness. And righteousness represents peace.
This is Daniel chapter 7, verse 21.
Yep.
And it says, I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints.
He's talking about America. Go ahead.
And prevailed against them. Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Yep, this is about to happen right now. We're in that time. Like we're living in that time, man. Where the Lord is about to give the kingdom to us, man. To our people. Go ahead.
Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth.
Yep, the Roman Empire, and America is the new Roman Empire. All right? And that's why you got to know what that is. When he say, I'm going to give you the kingdom, you got to know what that is. We're going to be lifted up like on an oligarchical level. You guys made that's a deep word, right? See, right? We can make up words too, polite. Oligarchical. So we got to start thinking that way, man. So we should start thinking oligarchically.
Kind ruling class mentality.
That's right, man. Tonight, starting tonight, today, man, you go home, you pray, you meditate on this lesson, and you meditate on that thought. A king, me? Is this what he calling me to be? Wow, you know, and get past the wow, and you say, all right, so what do I do from here? And what should I expect in the future? You know, get more of a broad outlook on the world. Esau looks at the world. We should be looking at the world too, man. And see the wickedness in it and pray for righteousness within it. You see that? This is wicked. Yeah, please, Lord, tear this down. Yeah, this right here, I can imagine a waterfall being here instead of a damn church.
It says, which shall be diverse from all the kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break in pieces.
Right, and that's the Roman Empire through America as well. All the way to this day, they've been devouring the whole earth. See that? They devouring it, man, feasting on it like a damn leech. You know, feasting on us, man. And the Lord said, seeking whom they may devour like a roaring lion. All right, go ahead, brother. Any more?
That was verse 23. You want me to keep going?
Is it anything?
The 10 horns.
It goes into the 10 horns.
Okay, now look at Isaiah 14:1. This is going to explain it more right here.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
That's what he did.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
So, and the stranger that's going to be joined to us is of our nations, and when our nation is placed back in our land, we're going to take the captives who captives we were. All right. So all these nations had a hand in destroying the minds of our people and helping Esau put us into captivity. So now judgment and payback is going to be brought unto them. So we're going to possess them and their possessions in our land.
Big payback.
Precept payback. It's like,
go ahead, bro.
This is the book of this is Daniel 7:26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion.
That's right. That's right. Because further up, it says the saints shall take the kingdom.
I'll start at verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Are you seeing that being done?
And think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
So, and we shall be given unto his hand. So he really didn't take anything. The Lord gave us over to him. All right, but now we're to be given back. But Esau ain't giving us back, so the Lord gonna take us back. All right, and guess what? And the heathen, the wicked are gonna be placed as a ransom for the elect.
But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion.
And so that judgment is going to sit upon them, and the dominion of Esau, his what is it?
Oligarchy.
Oligarchy.
Oligarchs.
His oligarchy should be taken away from him. He will no longer be oligarch.
Basically, rulership. They're going to lose their rulership. There's going to be a regime change. That was y'all into. That what they into.
Yeah.
They like going over the Middle East doing regime changes.
Overthrowing governments like George Soros and using their money to do certain things like that.
And their money is going to be used. All that gold and stuff that they heaped up is going to be used as a witness against them. All right. And then their rulership is going to be taken away, and they're going. Yahweh Shai is going to have a regime change.
Right. There's Daniel 2:44. You're speaking. And in the days of these kings shall Yahweh, the God of heaven, set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever.
It says what? Break in pieces.
Right. All the kingdoms.
And it says what? It should be ruled forever. And that's the kingdom that the Lord told us to seek ye first, man.
Right. Yep. And that's only going to be increased because nobody's going to die. Nobody of Israel is going to die. They still going to be stuck in that cycle of reincarnation. But we just going to be incarnated and stay that way.
Just like brother y'all brought out earlier, it's going to be passed down to the descendants of all us.
That's right. But the thing is, all right, the way they would do it before the presidents, they had kings. A king would die, and he'd leave the throne to another king, his sons. We're not going to need to go through that. We're going to get the throne, but yeah, we get the throne, then what? We're sitting on the throne, then we die, and we hand it to our children. Yeah, that'd be good. But the Lord saying, you ain't got to worry about that. Because we're going to be on the thrones, and our children are going to be on the throne, and we're going to be forever.
just like Yahweh Shai is sitting on the right-hand side of Yahweh. Both of them are on the throne.
Forever.
Keep expanding.
That's right. It ain't going to be nothing passed, no need to pass nothing down.
We're just going to be passing ass whoopings.
It's going to be I'll see you again tomorrow.
Esau, damn, they don't get tired, dude.
No. Hey, I got 6 jobs. I don't get tired.
7 jobs. 7 means 7 jobs. Scratch that. My bad. That's a completed number.
Revelations 13 and 10. Isaiah 49 and 23, and this should be it.
This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's right. This is our faith, and this is our patience, man. This is our long suffering. But the Lord said patience. He said, patience or long suffering shall be at an end in the kingdom. And it's going to be on doomsday. That's when long suffering shall be at an end. And only righteousness shall stand. And judgment. The judgment only shall stand. Let's get this other one real quick. Go ahead. Isaiah 49, 23.
49 and 23.
It's Isaiah chapter 49, verse 23.
I said 22, but I push up.
22?
23?
No, Isaiah 49 and 22.
It's Isaiah chapter 49, verse 22.
Yeah, all the way 23.
Come on. Thus saith Yahweh power, behold, I will lift up mine hand to the Gentiles and set up my standard to the people, and they shall bring thy sons in their arms, and thy daughters shall be carried upon their shoulders.
Right.
Verse 23.
That's in the kingdom, they're gonna be, like piggyback riding. That's not saying from salvation they're gonna be bringing them from all over the earth. No, that's saying in the kingdom, that's gonna be their fun, riding on your damn backs.
Because remember, like back in the olden days, they used to carry their princesses and shit. They used to carry them in a little box thing. They couldn't beat them to the ground.
Sticks and stuff like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you see how you see the rulership,
from 300 with Xerxes. When he got out this thing, he had the slave step out. He used them in steps and shit.
He stepped on their heads and shit like that. That's gonna be them, man. With the bald-headed Edomites looking like some roots sticking out of the ground. A bunch of steps and shit.
And that's spiritual too, because
call it stepping stones.
Because what does it say in Isaiah? Those that walk over you as you laid your body as the ground. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be they're gonna be laid on the ground. You know, from spiritual sin, we're gonna be stepping over them.
That's right.
He said, "I'll make thy enemy thy footstool." So all Esau is our top enemy, and these other heathens are our enemy. So they're gonna become our footstool.
Literally.
Verse 23 of Isaiah chapter 49. And kings shall be thy nursing fathers, and their queens thy nursing mothers. And they shall bow down to thee with their face toward the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am the Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for me.
Right. That's why I said, of course, ain't no damn man gonna be your nursing mother father. What it's talking about is the scripture said we're gonna suck the milk of the Gentiles, meaning we're gonna take all their riches from them, their resources, and they're gonna give it unto us to nourish our children and our families.
Same way we did in Egypt when we left out of the land, we took all their gold.
That's right. That's right. So they're gonna be out nursing. The women gonna be nurses though. They say the women gonna be nursing. All right, and by queen, it doesn't mean like the word queen. It means just like exalted woman. So their hierarchy, they're gonna be slaves in the kingdom, basically. They're gonna be slaves to our babies. All right. Hey man, it sound cold, man, but hey, it's a cold ass world. Yeah, that's what they feeding us, man. A bunch of damn bone chilling shit. Yeah, we need to feed it back to them.
No pain, no gain.
Right, man.
This is Isaiah 60 and 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and the kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
That's right, man.
Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
So the Lord, the Spirit wanted that to come out one more time so it be clear.
And now that it said the nation that will not serve, because what it say in the other scripture said all the nations say, hey, let us go learn of the Lord. But he ain't gonna put the spirit of Esau to be able to have that thought process in mind. So Esau's gonna have to be utterly destroyed because he's not gonna have the unction. He's just made to be wicked. So he's not gonna have the unction to serve Yahweh by Shem Yahweh.
What does Esau mean?
Wasted away.
Wasted away is he.
Right. Hey, precept. Luke 19 and 27. But those mine enemies, and Esau one of his enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. He said, in the kingdom, we're gonna have to. He gonna say, yo, bring George Bush. He over there in the bottom of the pit, in the corner. You gotta make a right, and then left, right there. Go past Trump. Don't get him yet. Get him. Bring him to the kingdom and slay him before me.
And nah, he gonna give direction just like that. That's why right before the Passover, he sent the apostles out. He go into the town, talk to that man, go up them stairs. There's gonna be a place right there that's gonna get taken.
He said, grab that Edomite, lay hands on him.
This is a quick injection for that, Jake. This is 1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receive not the thing of the Spirit of Yahweh, for they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned.
That's right, man. Beautiful precept, man.
So the things that are of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh, you have to be able to, they're spiritually discerned. The natural man has no spiritual discernment. Even these other nations don't have spiritual discernment. They have to get it from Israel. For Israel, discernment is to be able to judge between what's right and what's wrong. All right. So Israel's going to be able to, only ones that are going to be able to have that discernment. We're going to be born with that discernment. Our children are going to be born with that. Just like how the elect were born with it in these times. All right. And it's established through Yahweh Shai giving us our new bodies, man.
Right. But and the point I want to make on that too, 2/3 ain't gonna be able to understand this. And the heathens can't understand it. That's why they say in slavery, what they say on that movie, 12 Years a Slave, I think it was. And he was reading, he said, let them read, it doesn't matter. Let them praise their Lord and all that. See, this is a joke to them.
That was Hell on Wheels.
That was Hell on Wheels?
Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels.
He said, it's a joke. Let them keep reading their Bible and do that spiritual stuff. We got them physically in slavery. You see that? That's why, yep. So this stuff is spiritually discerned, man. All right, just like that idiot earlier, y'all in the same spirit.
Yeah.
That's right.
So like that showed the spirit of Esau because like the scripture says, a fool say in his heart, there is no God. So that's how Esau was thinking when they had us in captivity, and they still saying that through this president, man, saying science and not fiction.
Well, they'll create the Space Force thinking they're gonna fight against aliens, like weird creatures, all right, and not the angels, men of the Lord.
I got precept.
Go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 21. This is just going into Solomon when he was in his kingdom, and then this is going into what we can expect.
Oh, real quick, can I bring this up real fast?
Go ahead.
Before the expectation, what's this? Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark. What Biden say? Dark winter, right? A little secrecy. It says, and basically Illuminati. And they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? That's what they're saying right now. All right. So the Lord said, what? Woe unto them. You know? Had the Lord making the angels tremble and demons tremble, he's gonna damn sure make these Edomites tremble. In these nations.
Well, it was a scripture. I'm roughly paraphrasing it, where Yahweh was on the throne, and he told one of the angels, like, "Hey, go tell them I hear them and I see them." Like, for real. Like, they really think that the Lord don't see this, bro. Like, that's exactly why. And the Lord has put them in the put 2/3 of our people and these other nations in the spirit of derision, where they won't be able to see it until they show up.
They're gonna make them come down and see it. Check it out. What did he say with Sodom and Gomorrah? He said, "Yo, I will go down and see it for myself if this be true." He said, "I'm gonna go down and see if if the cry is still going up of his people that were in Sodom. Because it was wicked people of our people that were in Sodom and Gomorrah that got destroyed too." All right, but yeah, he gonna come down here and see for himself, and that's what you don't want.
The lion that comes.
These heathens don't want that.
It's like the lion come out of his thicket.
Yeah, man, he coming out of his thicket.
The destroyer of the Gentiles.
That's right, man. To lay hands on you.
His eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun.
Right. All works of flesh are before his eyes. Nothing is hid.
That's right, brother.
That's what.
Go ahead, brother. Let's end it with this one.
This is 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 21. It says, "And all King Solomon's drinking vessels were of gold, and all the vessels of the house were of the forest of Lebanon, were of pure gold. None were of silver. It was nothing accounted of in the days of Solomon."
Right. So Yahweh shall represent Solomon. The gold is going to be the elect in the kingdom. The silver, he said, what? There's going to be no more wickedness. No more. 2/3 of our people are reprobate silver.
Yeah.
So they're not going to make it. But in the kingdom, they're going to be made righteous. Go ahead.
Verse 22. "For the king had at sea a navy of Tarshish with the navy of Hiram. Once in 3 years came to the navy of Tarshish."
Tarshish, that was the African that would bring trees and big giant cedar trees to Israel, right? But what did Nebuchadnezzar do with them? First thing he did, he cropped down the trees. They cut. Imagine that. Your kingdom is known for all this vast cedar trees out front and all this stuff, but then you show up and everything cut down during the time of Zedekiah.
Hating ass.
Right, everything's just empty, but it was a prophecy. It was a prophecy by the Lord from Jeremiah that all the trees were going to be cut down. It's going to look horrible. You know? Yeah. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to keep going. "With the navy of Hiram, once in 3 years, the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks. So King Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and for wisdom. And all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom, which Yahweh hath put in his heart."
And we just read,
No, go ahead.
And we just read that saying all the nations are going to flock to Israel, bringing their substances. And Solomon was the surpassed all the kings of the earth.
Yeah, he had all wisdom, and he already knew about America. That's where we got the peacock from.
He was gifted that and given that all those things due to his meek and his lowliness.
Yeah, he asked for wisdom, and the Lord gave him the whole kingdom. So the Lord telling us, don't ask for riches and wealth. Ask for what? Wisdom first. That's the beginning of his fear.
Ask for wisdom first.
That's right.
And all these things shall be added unto you.
Good point.
So ask for the kingdom first, so you can receive the wisdom. And right after you ask for the kingdom, ask for the heathen for that inheritance.
Yeah. For real. In that order. All right, man. So we're gonna end it there, man. And we want to finish off the same way we opened. Is to say, Ka,
Lion, La, Yahweh,
Bahashem,
Yahushai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah.
All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And shalom to you, Akim, and our Guatemala children that believe in sincere truth around the four corners of the earth, and that show support to the Akim in this camp, to our page, and to the sincere brothers around the four corners of the earth.
Shalom. Listening time, DTA.
Yeah,